Okay, that was really ready.
I was really ready.
Set reset points.
Doodle-doo, ready. Oh, yes. Is the story thing right? Probably not. Story
not.
is... Oh, wow, okay.
We used all of it because that fight was
Yes.
painful.
That was, yeah. No, we used all of it because that fight was a bitch.
I guess I don't know what else we could have done better besides just have better.
You roll better. Look,
It was
as a,
entirely random number generation, yes.
As a DM, that just happens sometimes. You just have fights that are just shit shows.
Looking
because
at it
the dice gods
mathematically,
say, "Fuck you."
that fight should not have gone that way. That is not
it
how
should have gone one way or the
probability-
other much quicker.
Yeah.
But
But both of us rolled, both sides, I should say, because there were a lot of people rolled like ass. Though, admittedly, it's mostly because just D1 rolled it all. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome to GenSekai. This is going to be a weird one.
Morning.
I almost said chat. Audience. Before we go anywhere, I do want to remind everybody about our patrons we shout out to, which is especially important as we come towards the end of a month. So this episode is brought to you by patrons like Adam Harp, Architect 10, Books to G, Carlos Dragon, Ferris, Jerry Vasquez, Just the Fate, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Sharvor, Sean Pryor, some guy named Bob, Sarah 23, and Varen the Crow. If you like what we do, want to see us do more, consider supporting on Patreon. Thumbs up, everybody.
Hey-o.
Hey, everybody. Life treating you
Okay.
good?
So, we ended somewhat abruptly last time because we were all very, very
Done.
tired of that
we
fight.
were done.
Yes. So, to recap, you guys are in the dingy, literally moldy basement of the tavern, formerly known as the Scion's Chair. There is, in fact, a hole in the wall. There are some corpses. Some of them were possessed by parasitic fungus and or vines, but you killed them real good.
Real good.
Killed
We
them real good.
smashed them and we smashed them.
Your DPS fucking obliterated the ads, and then the boss proceeded to solo you all for like 30 extra minutes.
Why is this
You guys
boss
should be so glad there wasn't a like kick you out of the boss fight mechanic.
Even
It
if
almost feels
there
like
was
there
no
should have been a
enrage
boss
timer? Yeah, no.
I feel like there should have been a.
If there was an
Maybe
enrage timer,
should have
it would've
wrote
been
one where it
triggered.
starts to like attack the pillars or something, and you have to.
No. I meant a mechanic where it lets us do true damage to it.
But that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's not a raid mechanic.
Also, hey, the damage thing didn't matter. You had 3 people who could
Yeah, we
do the
never
full
hit
damage,
it.
but they could not hit. You have 3 casters in the party. I think you actually did. I think you did like the most damage in a single swing with your dragon breath too.
Yeah, I needed to wait longer on that.
Yeah, I know. You probably should have started sooner, but anyway, we're not here to dissect that fight. It's dark down here. It's especially dark now that Porter has absolutely snackered his lantern.
I know Ryahn still has staff light, I think, unless he got away.
Yeah, are you still concentrating on your light? Were you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yes, you still got a little bit of staff light. The place now smells slightly of burning mold.
That's not a good smell.
Yeah. And your associate, Aslan DeForest, is kind of there, kind of still, patting his chest on the like leather armor pad he's got. He seems to be smoking slightly.
Did I cast a
he's
heal
like-
on him?
Yeah, we healed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He's probably still a little tingly, and
He
like I
just
said,
needs his
there's
weapons
some damage to his armor and his axe. The actual axe head, which like I said was inlaid with like silver and gold, that seems fine, but it was on a sturdy wooden haft. That seems a little pitted and a little frail. Probably needs a refinish.
I can probably
Need to
do
work on
that.
that.
I was gonna probably just check the rest of the area and see. Check them out.
Yes, if you want to look around.
The
Go ahead
axe
and
isn't
make
magical,
me-
right?
No, it's just very well made.
Then I will offer to help fix it.
I say, oh yes, thank you. Maybe not right now. It's very dark in here.
Oh,
Everybody all right?
Fair. Sorry.
Do fights like normally go like that?
No. They're usually much faster.
Ah.
Either for
Yes.
better or for worse.
That's good. Okay.
Oh,
This was a little tiring. Excuse me, I'm gonna sit down a second. He sits on one of the, dusty stools in the corner. Whew.
I will. So
Leona,
I
I
would
would like
like
you to make me a
cast
hard
this-
perception check
the-
to search the room. That's for Leona because she's looking around. Yes.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Okay.
I'd like. I know we have like light spells, but can I use a utility spell to like make several orbs of light to fully illuminate a room?
Strictly, it's supposed to be anything more, not more complex, but I do believe I said there are, and let me double check my notes, but I think there were torches and lanterns in here.
Oh, are there?
You could probably make a single utility check to light those as like a single action.
Okay,
and not
I'll
need
do
to
that
maintain.
then. Yeah.
It's a average perception check, right?
Hard.
Okay.
And don't forget your one black dice for still some low light because no, you'd be doing this over time. Wait till your roll until after Lucky turns the lights on.
Sure.
Actually.
Yeah.
Then we don't need to worry about the concealment. So yeah, just make me an easy spellcasting check.
Yeah. All that dice for that.
Little wibbles of flame, kind of coalesce out of your holy symbol.
Yes.
And, there's a couple of torches that are still set in the wall, and, they're made with oil, so it's hard for them to go bad. So it's now lit up in here.
Woo.
So there is no need to deal with concealment.
I should update.
Okay, you don't really identify anything too meaningful.
I didn't even roll bad.
There are, like, you double check all the corpses because some of them were not, there. Move through them. You find a lot of scrapped and rusty axes and daggers. You see that a couple of the bodies who are more, like, dehydrated and not necessarily skeletonized, like some kind of acidic mold slurped all their juice out.
Ugh.
That, you check under there. You notice they've got some strange tattoos and body markings. Leona, do you have any points in no outside?
I don't actually.
Okay, you have no idea what these mean.
I pointed out.
There's some scraps of paper, but they are unfortunately in too much of a shitty state of repair for you to read anything on them. However, since you did at least go to the trouble of searching... Yeah, it works. Yes, okay. There are 112 gold coins scattered around the room. In, pouches and pockets and stuff you can scoop together.
If he points it out to me, I do have knowledge outsider. It's
I pointed it
outsider,
out for-
right?
I pointed for the others to look at it themselves.
Yeah, so anybody who has any know outside can tell that these are, you don't need to roll. You would know that these are
okay.
cult markings. Probably related to that story you guys read in the journal last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If anybody else wants to take a search, you can try and see if there's any of these papers they have scattered around are in any way legible.
Axe, are you marking the gold real quick?
Oh, you want me to take it all?
Yeah, take it all and add the 11 from the tip jar. This is loose change. I don't feel any compunction about, swiping this stuff. But I kind of want to...
Bandito gold.
Yeah. But no, Porter is actually curious about the collapse in cave-in.
Yes, the cave.
Yeah, I was curious about the...
So, yeah, there is a hole. I believe I mentioned this earlier, but to reiterate, there are actually some... it looks like there was some dugout work done here. You see, like I said, buckets or barrels, loose pails that are filled with waste rock.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of the empty lanterns you lit here, or the unlit lanterns were over here. And there are rusted picks and shovels here. I assume you want to actually poke your head out the hole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little cramped. It's very wet because you're pretty sure this is a cistern or underground aqueduct tunnel for plumbing. So it's basically the sewer and plumbing system for the city. Somebody appears to have knocked a hole so they can get around unseen, but these are known to be quite damp. And black molds like to form where things are damp and eat detritus. So,
yeah, I don't like that.
Is it
We should probably just
fresh?
pick it up, I think.
No, it's not. I think it's been here for a while. If anybody,
Oh.
the bodies are any indication.
Is it possible
But
the mold
I have an
frozen?
idea. For I am a almighty priest of Verna, and I was actually looking at this. Omega, would I be able to use impasse to impasse and permanent to basically Wait, actually, hang on. Can I do that? I just realized that. No, it starts at average. Son of a fucking bitch.
I mean, narratively, you can use alteration plus permanent to close a wall. Yes.
Okay.
That's a very big check. So
yeah, it is a
you
big
can do
check,
that.
but I will attempt it.
All right. Hey, you got 4 story points if you want to juice up first.
Yeah, you know what? We are.
This will mechanically, this will save you a couple hours of work and making sure you find some good tools.
Mhm.
Because there are some raw materials here. There are some boards, and obviously you've got some of the waste rock, but you guys would need to find actual tools to patch it up.
But I do want to. I do consider this a significant structural damage that we should do something about.
I believe there are 2 things I
Yes.
can say that you probably should patch. One is this. The other is the hole in the floor, the second floor upstairs that you accidentally made.
All right, so I'll use that. That will.
There were some planks and nails that are actually dry in the other storage cellar.
Let's see here. Yeah. And then good. Then. Let's see how this goes. Of course, that's how it goes.
Wow, that's just an insidious check.
I don't feel
Criminy.
good about how awful those difficulty dice were.
But they were full of threat.
Yeah, but you didn't roll
So
more
I
than one
cannot.
success.
Omega. Oh wait, let me mark my strain real quick here.
Yeah.
Omega, what's the rules on retrying?
You can retry so long as these guys don't get tired of you. You only rolled a failure, so you just attempt to permanently seal up this, hole in the wall with magic, and it, the stones kind of like build and try and recollect themselves, but it's obviously very difficult. You can't quite hold the energy. You've only just, gotten your magical wind back after losing your spellcasting earlier for a little bit. So it kind of collapsed down into a now slightly smaller hole because there's a bunch of, dirt and loose rock packed in there. But
Porter, where you try doing
yeah.
this? We'll try to
Omega,
fix the
I
other.
have a mechanics question.
yes.
What do you do if you want to bump a skill above the stat that it is rolled on?
Oh, you can just do that. Those aren't linked.
Oh.
If
Okay.
you end up having
What
more
do you do
points
for
in
dice?
your skills, you just use whichever one is bigger for the green dice. So, for instance, if you have 1 in a stat but 5 in a skill, you would roll 1 yellow, 4 greens.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Like I'm will 3, divine 5, so I still only just normally do 3 yellow, 2
Gotcha. Okay, I'm bumping my arcane up by 1.
green. Yeah. But
I'm taking Spell Braid Improved.
so Porter's just like, all right, I see how that's gonna be. He's gonna, push up his sleeves, gonna, widen his stance, and he's just gonna, he's gonna try, clap his hands together, but he's just gonna feel the strain as he's trying to, put this wall together, and he's just gonna be like, "Rrr!" And I try again. No story point this time.
So Leona at least is going to go upstairs and eyeball the hole in the ground. Probably not going to fix it.
Oh my god.
Well, this at least makes sense. Okay, let me get my chart up.
Ryahn will head up with
I
Leona
just noticed
to.
that the difficulty dice literally were on different except 1 less failure. What the fuck?
I mean, it's different order, though.
No, 2 less.
Stop
3
obsessing
less
with the
failures.
dice. It's fine. Okay, what am I doing? Magic rules. That's what I'm doing. I need to look at the chart. So 4 threats. I mean, that is the golden pork scenario, but that would only use 3 of them.
What's base spell damage again?
Your linked stat.
Your stat, yeah.
Okay.
I do more damage with my spell now.
Okay, yeah. These are good. Okay, so we'll spend 2. The spell doesn't take effect until after a minute in narrative gameplay, so you're down here an extra time. And then I'm going to spend 2 of those to say you either suffer 2 strain or 1 wound twice. So up to 2 wounds or up to 4 strain, and you can split those between the two. So you could take 2 strain, 1 wound if you want.
Oh yeah, let's take 1 wound, 2 strain.
Okay. It's a lot of effort, a lot of juice. You are.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, the way I see it is Porter is just in that pose for that full minute, just grunting as he's trying to, push in these walls together and move everything, and you just beads, sweating, veins are popping on his head.
And technically speaking, this is probably not in your direct wheelhouse. This would be something governed, for instance, by Mir.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I am on good terms with Mir, so I do feel like it is in my capabilities.
Yes, I have no objection to you casting this spell, but this probably explains why it's a little extra effort. You have to really channel your juju and call on the dungeon master, and after a while, your faith is rewarded. The loose dirt and loose rock just starts to kind of glow with kind of like a dull bronze or maybe even a silvery white energy, and just kind of hop back up into place and just close itself up, and then just seals over. No mortar. Just it is a wall.
Porter will collapse to one knee, and I don't know what the sign of Mir is, but he'll make it and mutter a quick prayer of thanks.
Would be the sign of the key to the keyhole, I think.
Yeah.
Or the goat horns. Either one works.
Something. I haven't figured it out yet. But it's like, all right, that should probably keep any of the nasties from coming in. How's everyone else doing?
So I guess in the meantime,
I believe Leona and Ryahn are upstairs checking the hole.
I was gonna wonder, did Mortis stay with Porter, or did you go upstairs too?
Is the young kid still there?
He would probably prefer to just stick. Yeah, he's sitting down. He probably sticks.
Yeah, then I probably would have stayed here.
Okay. So yeah, Aslan kind of leans up a little from where he's sitting and say, "I'm all right. Just here to take a break."
I understand.
Look at my
I also needed to take a break, so I probably would have done that.
Yeah. They're a little rickety and very dusty, and some of them are slimed with mold, but there's some extra tables and chairs down here.
Just fighter things.
But yeah, so upstairs, strictly speaking, one of you probably stops off, like I said, in that the actual root cellar that's under the kitchens first, because you guys noticed earlier there are some spare building materials that do actually seem to be stored dryly, and maybe feed those through the trapdoor, or Ryahn uses another utility spell to fucking unseen servant or invisible hand them up.
Yeah, we can just feed them up. I have a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little high on strain after that combat, so.
Fair enough.
Did everyone roll to recover strain after the fight? Did we roll to recover strain after the fight? I don't remember.
I think we did.
I did.
Double check
we
the
did.
audio. Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure.
Oh
we did.
yeah.
It's only like
I didn't actually need to recover that much, because if you remember from the fight, I kept rolling a bunch of advantage and no success.
Yeah, you basically got to wipe off everything but the new spell casting you did every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm only down 5. Still bad.
But all right, so if you want to fix the hole, it is a. Got slightly off track in my notes, but it should be a average mechanics check. Now,
All right.
do either of you guys have any tools around?
Let's see.
I will state this. I am downstairs, but I do have woodworking tools.
That would be helpful. I believe the only tools I have are my alchemical kit and book making tools.
I'm not exactly sure how helpful or appropriate my scrivening tools would be right now.
No, not directly. Double checking.
I
Is
just
there
have thieving
anything
tools,
to
and I think
about-
traveling gear.
We could technically make this skull into a cup, but I don't think that's very appropriate.
Yeah, no, there's no. I did not read my notes that there's anything like good tools for working carpentry. But Porter has some woodworking tools. Probably by the time you guys get all the raw materials upstairs, it's probably been 5 minutes. So I assume Porter probably doesn't want to stay in the basement with the dead people and the molds. Also, yes, by the way, there's just to reiterate, there are half a dozen corpses in there in various states of skeletonization.
Should we?
Well, Porter is gonna probably perform last rites, and honestly, here's the thing: we have discovered dead bodies in a in a basement. Do we actually need to report this to somebody, or do we just roll them up? And,
you guys are adventurers. I mean, if you're gonna from a religious standpoint, if you're gonna administer last rites, you would want to properly commend them to the houses of Dio. And yes, there would be a funerary temple here, a mortuary of some kind, and they will decide how to handle them. Given the way undeadness works and the fact that 3 of these guys have already been made ambulatory by parasitic plants, that's going to be a hot shot to cremation. Not that you should do that inside this basement,
no.
But if you wanted to use your authority as a recognized priest with your big shiny mantle,
hell yeah,
and just skip to the cremation step, that would probably be permissible. You are not a priest of Dio, but you know enough about the last rites to do it properly. And as Leona did point out, and as Mortis identified, you are pretty sure they're heretics. So.
Yeah.
True enough. So yeah, no, let's well, I don't feel particularly queasy about handling corpses, so I'm gonna start trundling the corpse. Well, is there some linens or something I can wrap them in down here?
Yeah, there's something. There's a storage room. There's some stuff.
Yeah,
there's some burlap sacks.
Yeah, burlap sacks would probably be.
Yeah, there's some burlap that is full of rotten onions. You can just
I'll put it
ditch
in my
the onions and
put it in my compost.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will
there's
put.
a garden out back. Probably as a composter.
Actually, true enough. Hey, actually, I know what I'm gonna fucking do. But yeah, no. Porter is going to busy himself putting the corpses in the burlap sacks, tying them off, and he's gonna, start taking the corpses upstairs outside.
Yep. At some point, I will allow you to hive mind and Leona and probably Ryahn, because I'm sure you've got the mechanics, will borrow your woodworking tools to patch the floor. So
I'm pretty sure the conversation is going to be oh, Porter, what you doing? I was like, oh, I'm taking these guys up. Can we borrow your tools for what? We're fixing the floor. Yeah, sure. Here you go. Whoop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Throw it up through the hole.
Yeah.
Catch.
Whee!
But Porter is basically gonna. I don't know how long. Well, actually, real talk. I don't think fixing a floor is gonna be done anytime quick.
No, it's probably in my notes. I'll assume it's the same rules as the hole in the wall. It was going to take a couple hours.
All right.
If you roll pretty good, you might shave some time off of it. But having actually rebuilt floors, it does take you a little bit.
Yeah.
And I had a nail gun, so.
But so yes, I will take the corpses
Take the
upstairs.
Time to clean the basement and get rid of the corpse.
Well, yeah, take the corpses upstairs. I will try to find a bare patch of earth or something.
Yeah, there's something vaguely like that in the backyard's a little overgrown, but you
Yeah.
can probably find some loose area.
Yeah, it's just a place where I can, burn the bodies without setting the entire, yard on fire. But
Yeah.
I will, perform their last rites. Ask that they be forgiven for their sins and trespasses, and set them alight. And I will maintain a fire watch.
What's the difficulty for the floor repairs?
Average.
Take unskilled assistance. Sorry.
I assume that you're there providing untrained assistance. So.
Yes, and unskilled assistance is allowable because somebody needs to hold them sticks.
Hold them sticks.
Okay, with 2 success and a triumph, definitely on the lower end of that couple of hours scale, probably 2 hours clean, and there's really good floor work.
Nice.
Your nails are all really straight, everything's polished, clean, very sturdy. The patch is a little obvious because it's all, fresh work, but you managed to blend it a little. Unfortunately, even with a triumph, you cannot save the bed. It is toast, but
Yeah,
that's a concern for later.
I think we should go port this now and turn this in.
Also, yes, Porter runs during the time they're doing this, runs a little watch, and the bodies are burned to ash.
All right.
If you're very nice, you can police the ash up into the burlap sacks and drop that off at the temple. Or not. I don't care. I don't care what you guys do with heathens. And
Is
heretics.
there like a backyard to this place?
Yes. You guys actually circled around and entered that way. Remember?
Yeah.
Where that
Is
the
there,
garden
like-
was.
Is there like a? You said the place was overgrown.
Yes.
Is there like a large clump of vines?
Yeah. There's also a lot of vines on the front too.
Okay, Mortis is gonna head over to one of those.
Yeah.
And he's
There's
going
vines.
to draw his blade.
Sure.
And he's going to attack it and
Alright,
add the ice characteristic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that. You have to increase the.
I can do
difficulty
that
to normal
now.
Still.
Difficulty, it's in, yeah. No, the difficulty, it would be hard, I believe.
Yes,
'cause
because
it
melee starts at
increases
average,
the
but you get
difficulty
to
as
add the extras basically.
Yeah. Twice.
I will not commit the ashes to the temple. Instead, I will spread the ashes over. They're overgrown, but I will spread the ashes over the plants. Well, over the soil on the plants.
Also, GM, I have a mechanics question.
Yeah.
What does Sunder do?
Sunder is an extra. It lets you damage enemy equipment. You can spend 1 advantage to damage an item they are holding, like a weapon, 1 step.
Oh,
So
interesting.
if you get 4, that's all
Okay.
the steps, and that item is destroyed.
Destroy.
Fun. Something to do with my extra advantages on attacks, at least.
But Porter will.
Also, I might be providing a slight problem for Omega. My defense is now 6 in melee combat.
It can only go up to
Well,
five.
it caps at 5, so
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. hard cap.
It's still 5
I
then.
guess that's something that ignores defense.
But
Oh well, I'll figure out ways to bully him from range.
Just, exactly.
But Porter will return the ashes to the earth to nurture the garden.
I only have 2 defense against range.
But
Right. As you look up Porter, you see that Mortis is apparently figured out some new tricks with his sword and is attacking vines with an icy blade.
I could tempt it. Wait, I could put mind control into my sword?
I just imagine.
What?
I just imagine. I hear him saying this, and he's just.
I believe it's
It
only
says-
attack extras.
No, yeah, you can add the fire, ice, impact, lightning, poisonous, or manipulative.
Oh no, manipulative's an arcana only. That lets you push people.
Oh, okay, so it's like
I
force.
believe
push.
it's
Got it.
1 advantage to move somebody 1 range band away from you.
Got it. Okay, that makes more sense. I was just like, I heard manipulative, and I just assumed mind
No,
control. and I was like,
manipulate is a
what?
it's an arcana extra for pushing.
gotcha.
Whoosh.
Almighty push.
Here are your tools back, Porter. Thank you for letting us use them.
No problem. No problem. I wasn't using them at the moment. But so he bundles them back up and brushes his hands off. Although gone done, those lads, whoever they were, will make fine fee for the garden here. It's a really nice garden once you get past all the overgrownness.
Probably
Can make a mean dish out of the stuff here.
deserve to.
Also, they might have been cultists.
They
were
probably
definitely
were cultists.
Probably cultists.
Is that definitely probably cultists or probably definitely cultists?
Definitely, probably, definitely cultists.
At least it wasn't
Almost
pirates.
assuredly cultists.
Ooh, almost assuredly. That's literative.
Mhm.
Iceland's taking notes.
Yes.
Pirate. It's always pirate.
That's like considering they did-
Land pirates in spring in Viridis.
They're awkward.
It's fine. All right. Anything else you guys want to do here? Because you cleaned up the place and made sure there's no pressing, terrifying structural repairs.
No, I think we're done.
All right.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to roll at easy mechanics real quick to fix Aslan's axe handle?
Yes, I do.
All right, go for it.
Let you do that.
'Cause I have
Take
mechanics.
some assist.
Because that is essentially heal for me.
Yes. Thank you, technically have more mechanics than I do right now.
I have 2, so
I
Honk.
only have 1.
I almost just rolled. I almost just typed out mechanics.
I do think that D1
Is
can
it
be like
easy
taught your
or
character. Yeah, it's easy. It's only one damage, 1 step.
okay? So why GGP or YYP actually?
2 yellows. Yes, easily.
Double success. I am really good at rolling things tonight.
Yeah,
How long
so
will this
it's
last?
pretty easy. You just clean it off,
No,
refinish it.
Lucky. I didn't say good things. Just all of my dice so far have been filled.
It's true. But that means they are sometimes filled with bad things. All right,
Exactly.
but do you guys want to? Because technically, kind of, sort of, you haven't really. I wouldn't say you've employed a ringer per se, but you did add an extra member to the party for this, as like a teaching experience. Do you want to take him back with you to the skill tower and report to Nash Sawyer, or?
I think so.
Might as well show
Yeah.
him the whole process.
I mean, not just that.
I
Like he
will.
was in there. He fought. He
Yeah.
might have destroyed a bed, but he got in there.
I mean, he did kill the thing
Yeah.
and the bed.
And the bed.
It's
And
okay.
so,
It's
like,
very gross. You probably didn't want to sleep in that bed.
Plus, we're gonna be camping tonight. I think. with
yeah,
the
we
Leona.
gotta keep him with us.
Okay, so
Why are we camping?
Well, it's for the adventure experience. You don't have to camp, but I'm taking
Yeah.
Oh,
the young
okay.
master out.
we get a little loading screen with your little sprites that walk across the bottom. You go over to the skill
Image-
tower.
that
You go
image
back up
shows
the
the-
elevator. You arrive back at Nash Sawyer's workshop. He's,
Oh, a quick question:
Getting
did we
fine
leave the
detail.
relief, or did we take it over the fireplace, whatever it was?
yes, there was a little hand carving. What did you guys want to do with that?
I think we should take it because again, I'm of
What
the.
was it?
It was a folk art carving of Aphros and her daughters, the Graces. A little, house
Yeah,
of home
prob-
kind of religious symbol.
Yeah, because again,
Yeah,
like my
probably.
idea is, again to, well, you all know my idea, so.
But it was technically, you think, fits the context of a family heirloom, which is something that Sawyer did tell you to look out for. So
Yeah.
All right, so
Yes.
you throw it in somebody's bag and bring it back.
There we go. Thank you. Sorry.
He's busy detailing, finally detailing a chest of some kind, perhaps a bridal chest. You don't know.
Mhm.
You guys aren't furniture makers. You can interpret how I slurred that as either furniture majors or furniture makers. Take your pick.
A furniture mage.
It's a very obscure discipline, but often very profitable.
The Lord of Chairs.
I mean, wasn't that a staff in A Link to the Past? You could just make chairs?
I cast summon chair.
Don't remember.
I feel like that was a thing. A chair or a stool. It was blocks. Okay.
There was something I remember this in Bloodstained Symphony at Night where you could just summon a chair. It was very weird.
Demonic chair.
There's a lot of weird stuff, yeah. But okay. So, Nash gets up, so let me see if I remember everything. You're giving him basically the entire little chest.
Yeah, with the 500 gold, the
Yeah.
the tea, fragments of the jewel,
Yes, all that stuff.
journal, and the sales. We put the sales thing in the
Yeah, the ledger.
yeah.
Are you also going to put the key to the padlock to the basement back in there?
Yeah, it was in there. Like, if we ended up taking it from it, I'm pretty sure he'll give it back. But, just
Yeah.
for this moment right now.
All right. And also, obviously, the little, relief we've just discussed.
Yes.
He probably, he takes the, the chest in hand. It's got the name Sawyer on it. He kind of examines it. He, takes the what was previously kind of the hearth decoration. Is like, oh, this is a fine bit of craftsmanship. Thank you for returning it to me. It's a little rough, but it's got a spirit there. Maybe I'll put it over the hearth in my own home. Do you explain the diary?
Oh yeah, we give him
Yes.
the box with all the stuff in it.
Yeah, but do you mention that it's in there? Because otherwise, it's
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Well, like I said, like it will help explain what actually happened to
All right.
actually happened to
And
the
it's his
dude.
decision of what he wants to do with the diary.
All right. Are you guys gonna chill and let him read through it, or do you want to conclude your business? You know,
listen,
faster
I'll let
than
him.
that?
I'll let him.
Okay.
I'll let him
chill.
chill on
He
it.
takes a few minutes to kind of flick through. He seems a little, not really like a sad or distressed, but kind of like, very serious about it. And he's like, "Thank you very much for returning this to me." He will then walk over to, he's got, a little fire for like singeing or warping wood, and will, kind of reverently place the book inside, stir up the embers and stuff.
Everyone,
It was his
please.
final wish.
Everyone, please
Everyone,
roll
we-
1d4 and recover that much sand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I was about to make that joke.
basically. Hey, I mean, there is a sanity subsystem, but we don't use that. Though I am very shocked, by the way, that I guess it's because all their production is gummed up, that Edge hasn't announced an official GeneSys hack for like Arkham Horror, because they technically own that IP.
Oh wow. But
Yeah,
oh,
that's a Fantasy Flight.
Never mind. I want to play Elder Pearl and actually finish a game of it for once.
I think I've got that in Tabletop Sim. We'll think about that a different time.
But who has the rights for Call of Cthulhu, though?
I mean,
Chaos
you just
Gem.
wouldn't call it Call of Cthulhu. You could call it Arkham
Yeah,
Horror, I'm
true.
pretty sure. Because they sell. I follow Aconite, which is also owned by Asmodee. They produce Arkham Horror novels like all the time, along with lots of other
okay,
licensed work.
fair enough.
They're if you guys don't know, there's like Ubisoft Tom Clancy licensed novels for like The Division and shit. Aconite prints Marvel novels. It's wild.
just gotta
Never
call it
read
something
any
like
of them.
Inside Innsmouth or something.
Yeah. So
There's quite a few.
after that, he actually, takes the pouch of coins out of the box and hands it back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, take this for the peace of mind in the diary, and also the extra work. Sounds like it was a little bit more problematic than I was expecting. It wasn't altered. I told you so. And then he goes back into some other of his things and digs through for. It is 1,500. It is probably a small, latch chest full of coins. Hands that over as well, and says, "All right, pay for the job as agreed. Now, about the property, as I said, I am willing to sell. So if you know anything, or obviously if you've formed an attachment to it yourself, I'm willing to pay a reduced price. So basically, buying a shop or tavern normally costs you 5,000 gold.
Mhm.
He is willing to basically, because it's already built, slash that for just 2,500. And that would be, the price to actually like find people to clean it up and actually, put everything back in its
Let's
proper
see,
place,
so
replace
we
all the supplies, et cetera, et cetera.
Just to
And
math it a
also
bit.
pay employees.
Sorry about. So just to math it a bit, it would be we have 600 from the bag and then 1,500 from the job, right?
We got 500 from the bag and then 15 from the
Okay.
job. Yep, so we got
Yes.
2K, so we would have to pony up another 500 somehow.
All of us
Or
pay like
try to
100.
like maybe negotiate him down. I don't know. Can we negotiate?
I'm-
Is that a thing, Omega? Can we negotiate him down?
Let
further?
me double check my notes on structures.
So we need 500.
Yeah. Wait, don't just blurt out something.
I was
Yeah,
just
you
gonna
should do the
hand it
math.
over.
See, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Don't.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. No, wait, I'm in the wrong section. That's why I'm looking in gear. Structures is down here. Skill indicated.
What?
Causes GP. Needs a rarity. I mean, it says if I need a rarity, so yeah, hypothetically, you could probably do some negotiation to try and knock some cost off the price of the deed.
Well, do we want to do that? Like, I'm pretty sure we can. We can, haggle it down if we want to, or we could just, pull a bit of money, get the 500, and go. Because I do want this tavern. I think it's neat.
I'm considering you already slashed it in half. I'm not too worried about it. Like,
All right.
I'm sure we can probably all afford to pony up 125 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could.
Yeah, and you guys will literally make that back in 1 month.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Oh wow, really?
Yep.
Sick.
So, if you guys are okay, you just basically You know, basically you tell him, you know, in fact, skip the pay, we'll take the deed. And he's like, all right, if that suits you. You know, he digs out the piece of paper. You guys each dig up the other 125 and kind of, you know, pull it all together. He signs it over. And you guys now own the property of what was formerly the Scion's Share Tavern. Obviously, it's going to take probably weeks to completely overhaul it because it is very grungy. It might be able to open within like a week or so, but yeah, it needs some very thorough cleaning before anybody will dare set foot. So, you know, follow-up questions. So this categorizes as a shop or tavern. Do you want to leave it a tavern, or would you like to convert it to a shop?
Oh.
Because that would, whichever business you pick will affect what skill counts as a career skill for everybody. That is a mechanical benefit of a shop or tavern. If you keep it as a tavern, I would say probably charm or alchemy being your new career skill makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm for a tavern that gives alchemy. You basically, we clean it up, fix the garden, reset up the alchemy lab upstairs.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That
Well-
was the plan that you talked about, and I was in favor of that. So
Yep. Everybody else okay? Going once, going twice on objections.
No, I'm good.
No.
Ow! I punched my desk for that.
Oh no.
I was trying to make a bang sold, but I only had my fist. It didn't work. Okay, so yes, that means, by the way, all of you can mark that alchemy is now a career skill for you.
This is
And as per my note, it generates hypothetically 4 NPCs, 1 per PC to run it. And I know obviously you guys off camera have talked about getting Aslan involved, so you should probably talk to him about that. But we can work out who other people are and what their roles are. Like obviously you'd have, you know, I assume based on what you talked about is, you know, get Aslan to basically sign on as like co-owner, landlord, you know, manager, whatever.
yeah.
So you'd probably need, you know, a bartender, a cook, maybe a waitress or waiter. We're not sexist here. So we can figure those guys out later. Like I said, it's going to be a few weeks before you're up and running. Do you want to keep the original name, the Scion's Share, or
The Scion Share. Nah.
obviously a pun on the Angel's Share, by the way? In case anybody in chat didn't get that one or don't know about drinky jokes.
Let's see. I'm thinking.
This is your first official business as the
Travelers.
something of many paths.
Yeah. I'm thinking the Traveler's something, but I can't. I'm trying to think of a good.
Maybe
Another
Traveler's Rest is pretty obvious.
Yeah, a little too obvious. But I also want. I'm trying to think of something. Actually,
Just call it Roadhouse.
No. Hang on, I'm doing some.
Yeah.
Doing some.
Obviously, you guys have your camping plan later today. It's probably around noonish, maybe time for a big luncheon, as everybody's fucking tired and slightly tingly. So you guys can figure out the rest of your day. And afterward, of
Let's
course,
do
you
a
guys can
day.
go shopping. I know some of you still want to do some of that, though I think Leona clocked out a couple of the things she was looking for, if not all of them.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it's just an attempt at something. I think that's kind of it. Really. It's just an attempt at seeing if we can find a bag of holding it all.
Tip time to.
What Raratar is a bag of holding?
I think it's like 6. It's 8 or 6.
It's 8, so it'd be 7 for this.
Yes. It is
Travelers.
-1 in this town. That's still a fairly spicy check.
Be hard, I think. Daunting.
7 would be.
Let's see. 0-1 is none.
That'd be 4.
Oh. I know what I want to call the tavern.
0, 1, 2, 3.
What's up?
What do you want to call it?
What are we doing for dinner?
Traveler's Tranquility.
That also has alliteration.
That's
Yeah.
right. Also,
That
I'm
sounds
counting
nice.
3 dice because you start at 0.
Yes, I think it should be 3. That's the counting I was going to do as well.
Because we put the
'Cause we do start at
travelers
0.
from our group in there, and then tranquility, as in like sleeping agents and sleeping, but also for rest.
Yeah, restfulness. All right.
Oh yeah, 10 is just 10
Yes,
is
only
10
10
is
is 5.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot about that. That's what I was doing. I was counting 9 and 10 as 5.
It is a little odd, but yes, it does work that way. Yeah, so that's a hard check of negotiation to find them.
I will give unskilled assistance just to be.
I cannot do nothing about none of this.
This is a pretty big city, so there are odds you may find a magic shop with 2 P's and an E.
After lunch we can I'll go ahead and see if we can find it. Along with any other shopping that we need to do.
Lucky got it. The K went unsaid. It was so obvious.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is
I mean, you guys are in the Ironwood district. I don't actually know if there is. I've noted if there's a baker's or cook's guild, but there's probably something like that. So you guys can eat good here
Yeah.
if you're willing to,
Call
pop
here.
a couple gold out.
Couple gold sounds good.
Yes, I will nickel and dime you about food.
Do it.
There's no such thing as a free lunch unless you made it yourself.
I
It's
will.
part of the fantasy. You must engage in economics.
Economics. Well, I'll spend 2 gold then.
Yep.
Oh.
Probably eat pretty good. Luncheon's a little lighter, but definitely a still a decent meal around here. Dallas is mangling the wrap on his bagels already.
Yeah, where's that roll? Okay, so it's 112 for that, and then 111, so that'd be 123. Hang on. 123 divided by 5, that's 24.6.
You can get some bread salad.
Alright, so, real quick, from that loose change we found from there, I think we should split it 5 ways because, the good master of the forest is with us.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes,
Look, I don't need gold.
For now, anyway.
well, you don't want it?
No, I'm just saying I don't care if we split it.
Oh, okay. So let's see here.
Aslan will protest, but you tell him it's all according to guild policies.
Mm-hmm. That's like you do the work, you get the pie. Speaking of that, it's like technically you were there when we saw the deed over. And so again, we do be adventurers, we do be going out places. Won't be always around to keep an eye on the traveler's tranquility. I really like that name, that I do.
It seems like a very calming name, and it does have alliteration.
I know, who doesn't love alliteration? Anyway, so you've been on an adventure. You've been on an adventure with us, all right? That basically makes you one of us. What do you say we make that official, aye? How do you feel about actually becoming a traveler of the many paths? Not saying you have to, leave the city or whatnot, but I'll give you a nice fancy badge you can wear on your breast.
Well, I mean, obviously we kind of started this to get more experience. Let my true feelings out. I definitely feel like I have some true feelings. And some of them were a little acidic and gross. But I do feel things. And, I mean, it's well, I feel a little, kind of towels his, brown hair a little, just kind of like a little embarrassed, and he's like, I suppose, if you'll have me, that seems nice. Obviously, as heir to the House of DeForest, as you said, I can't really leave the city too much, but most of our holdings are in, land and logging, so it's not like I'm very busy all the time as the heir to the house.
Well, look, I'm gonna say, you become one of us, we'll basically give you ownership of the driver's tank clothes, and you can mind it. Make yourself a pretty bit of coin on your head, and maybe give you some place to hide out from your mother. Am I right?
Maybe more the second thing than the first. But, you know, it would be good to get out more. I spent a lot of time reading and also chopping logs. But, you know, life is not just reading poetry and chopping logs.
Yeah, Porter will clap
This
him on
I feel is where, like, one of you says something about, you know, chopping poetry and reading logs, but
Porter will
it's
give
fine.
him
It was funnier in my head.
It's all right. It's all right. This is what it's all about. Getting out there, finding new things to put to paper.
I thought you were going to say put hairs on your chest, and that would have been a perfect setup because he could have been like, well, I think I lost those. They were burned off by the black mold acid.
You didn't miss
Well,
much.
it's gonna make a good story. It's gonna make a good story.
Well, it was quite a kind of a fearsome foe, wasn't it?
Oh, indeed. Black molds are not to be trifled with.
dangerous.
Because of the dark nature, it's like if you don't have proper light, those things will sneak up on you, eat you whole, and spit you right out.
I just imagining the other diners and wherever you're sitting just being kind of like edging, like leaning away from you guys slowly.
Yeah.
One of them is like, cancel the black pudding.
So, and so like, and those parasite creepers, ooh, what
Those were
scary.
little, those are quite grim. I did not realize that plants could get quite so feisty. We have stories, of course, in the family about, you know, treants and ambulatory trees and, you know, some stuff like that, but it's quite interesting. Yes, much study to be had there. New ways to chop down plants.
But
Aslan considers multi-classing into ranger.
no, I want to push him into Scald.
I mean,
the
that gets a
poet-
bardic
warrior
lore, I
poet.
guess. That could kind of work.
Poet.
I just want him to show up one day with his mighty axe. Is it a musical instrument? Is it a blade? We don't fucking know.
How about both?
Exactly. But yeah, let's get lunch done. We're gonna camp out, but it's only like mid. It's only what mid.
Yeah, it's early afternoon, yeah.
Ah.
Maybe mid. You are in the Polis League, which, like I said, is vaguely Mediterranean, so people probably have some, you know, nice, relaxed afternoons here.
All right. Well, I still got 2 more sets of boar leather I need to make, so I can try and sell, so I can get ceremonial adornment for my super boar leather. It's dire. So I'm probably gonna need to hold away some time for that.
Good way to kill an afternoon. I know Leona wants to go on a run around town to see if there's a magic shop. Anybody else got anything they want to do? Shopping, crafting, whatevering?
I do have some crafting to do. Need to finish a magic book I'm working on. But I can definitely help you try and find what you're looking for, Leona, first.
Because if we don't find it, there's a second thing we can try for, but I prefer we don't need to, so we'll see how it goes.
Let me see here.
Well,
What's
this?
second on your shopping list, if I may ask?
Yes.
I was going to find... I don't trust myself to... I was going to find some blade tools to, I guess, sharpen the edge of this sword I just bought.
Oh,
I mean, those
yes.
would probably not be that hard to find.
Oh, fine.
We're getting ones,
You're
I
looking
guess...
for a Razor's Edge mod?
Yeah.
That you can probably, like, how
It's
rare is
it's
Razor's Edge?
kind of, I have just enough money for it, but it's also /6, so it'd be /5, so it'll be average to do it.
I'm not if you're willing to, if you have the cash and you're willing to pay the price outright, you probably don't need to negotiate that specifically, because, like,
I think I'm. The
you
problem
can
is, I think I'm actually
find
like,
a blacksmith.
I'm like 6 gold short is the problem because.
Did you take like the
then you
20
definitely need somebody to try and negotiate for
Do
you.
you-
yeah,
Yeah.
so
did you-
honestly, I'd rather for the bag first.
Alex, did you take like the 20 something gold from the spare, from the loose change?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it's Yes, my right.
we did mark down all the 125.
Razor's
right?
Edge
'Cause I did take that out.
is
It's 123, and we divided that by 5.
Oh, 123. Okay.
yes, it's
Of course,
1250
that's-
for a Razor's Edge
That's
because it
assuming
requires
that
a lot of
we-
craftsmanship to make.
It's assuming that we find the bag of holding you're looking for, of course.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't, this is the other thing I was going for.
Actually, where the fuck is?
Honestly, again, if you're willing to pay your full prices,
I'm just 4 gold short, so we'll see.
we'll see what happens.
Well, I will.
Shame you don't have any performance skills.
Honestly, Sticky Fingers doesn't help me here because I can't just directly trade something. It's not how that works.
No, there's a couple of different ones I think that are
Can I steal like
for
you choose directly
cash.
money?
Can't you just steal like a bottle of fancy wine and sell it?
Oh yeah, actually that reminds. You guys didn't. You've already left, but I was gonna. You guys didn't double check any of your inventory in the place before going about your business, did you? Because as you may recall, some of you did not roll very well at searching for things.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like we weren't really about searching again. Okay, he'll come back later. They're gonna clear out the place. It just, might be a while before you get those letters. Anyway,
Fair.
you do have a magic axe, by the way.
Yes, but I like this axe. It bit me. We are now friends.
Good luck hitting with it, but you can at least throw it. It comes back.
And it doesn't come back. It's just savage.
No.
Oh.
It does not have guided or have a special returning quality. You do have to pick your throwing
I
axes.
was remembering something else.
All right,
But
well,
if you bonk it real good, you can just pick it back up.
bonk.
All right, let's see if we can find the bag.
Yes, let's be on our way.
Mortis, what you want to be doing while these guys are out and about? Do you want to stick with them and help you find a magic shop, or? Dallas Windy Boy, are you there?
Well, what's up? Sorry.
You're not there. Got
What's
it.
up? No, my brain turned off.
Yeah, I
for a
was
second.
asking what you wish to do with these guys. Do you want to go with Leona and Ryahn to see if you can find a magic shop or do something else with your day?
I have a question about the world.
Yeah, what's up?
Have the concept of fireworks been
Yes.
invented?
Yes.
have
Fireworks are a primarily Longu thing. You might. Leona found basically a katana though, so there is a guy who deals in imports.
Okay, I'm going to investigate fireworks.
Sure. All right. Perfectly fine. That it. Technically,
Does Mortis let us know what he's looking for?
I don't tell you exactly, but I do tell you that I'm looking for something in the shops. More mundane, so it wouldn't be something you guys would be finding.
All right. Well, if you don't need help with it, then
I have a mechanics question also, Omega.
what then? Yeah.
Can someone learn multiple schools of magic?
Yes.
There's not really school locking.
Okay.
If you multi-class, you can, because magic is the only thing if you don't have as a career skill you can't buy out of spec. But if you do actually multi-class to get multiple magic skills, yes, that is possible.
Okay.
It's very rare, but it works.
To specify, it means magic types.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
They would
That'd be
call
the only
that.
thing.
Yeah, I think even in my own notes, I refer to those as schools of magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody and his brother is all about it,
There is no defined school system as I had found, so I assumed that was just what you were doing.
Yes. If anybody wants to find where firework is in the list, technically it's in Longu artifacts for a reason, but it's rarity 4, but it costs you 50 gold for a firework.
all right, well, I'm gonna make my negotiations roll to try and find a magic shop and that has a magic
And
bag.
hopefully
so-
acquire.
Add the blue for me.
Yeah. You can roll a blah.
Bleh.
You guys see reroll add B.
Yeah. Roll add.
You really should be able to type just add B, but it's gotta.
Well, that's a success and a so.
Yeah,
makes
well,
two
we'll
success
figure it out.
and a triumph.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, there is a guy who has a bag of holding. And I believe, is it 5% extra profit or 10% extra when you're buying items?
I believe it's 5.
Okay.
Discount.
So, yes, there is a guy who's willing to sell you a bag of holding for 5% off. And he's willing to even throw in a little something else extra. I mean, it would probably depend on what you guys want. Like, if you're what sort of magic items you guys are down to clown with. Like, he could get you a sun stick, for instance.
I open the list of, like, I guess, like, Monday items. Let me see. So I can get an idea.
Maybe a blanket of security.
What's that do?
Yeah, you can find what it does. You know, if you want some bottles of arcane ink, you can throw those in for free. You know, just what sort of things? Burglar's mitt. That's only $250 as well. You know, whatever you know floats your boat for something that would cost less and have lower or the same rarity as a bag of holding.
Ooh, excuse me.
Let me know if you got something you guys are interested in. I'll
I think
see if he's cool with it.
sunstick would be nice. So a sunstick would be actually, I think, useful.
Yes. Yep, you're making the check, so
Burglars
yeah.
would be fun, but yeah.
He'll throw a
sunstick
throw,
feels-
throw a
sunstick
sun
feels
stick
more
in.
honestly.
All right.
As for utility, basically the way utility works is it's any kind of narrative result you want that is not governed by another type of spell and
Okay.
can't be more complex than something that would be easy.
I guess a sunstick, yeah.
Yes, you get a sun stick. It is a flashlight,
Our
basically.
recharge is perfect.
Yeah.
It's nice to just have a portable heating stick now.
Yeah, I believe the cost and stuff I based for this was off the fusion lantern in Star Wars, because that item is very affectionately thought of.
I'll mark down the 570.
Yeah. Woo, sunstick.
I'll definitely note down the shop's location and name
Yeah.
in my adventurer's journal. So if we ever come back
That was
here, I
still a
can
little
find
bit,
it again.
like under half, but I had in my pocket, so we're good.
If you want to just like make yourself be heard over a louder distance, yeah, that could be utility.
Okay.
I wish I knew what this plan was.
It's a
I
Dallas
don't know.
plan,
I
so-
feel like Dallas is just trying to figure out how to be a better Batman.
Don't.
Like obviously there is an illusion category.
Yeah, there wasn't anything auditory based though, so I didn't know if that would apply because I did
no, you
check
can
there
create-
first.
You can create sights and sounds.
Yeah, that's
And
illusions.
sounds.
Where? Oh, didn't miss it.
You got to remember that spells have default abilities too.
Oh, okay. So it's in the. So it would just be an easy illusion check then. Okay.
I think so. Let me find mask. Create an
Well,
illusion
especially
or
'cause
disguise
I'm-
the character's appearance. Makes an
yeah.
Arcana check. Default is easy. If successful, creates an illusion of an object. Short range. Active illusion. Change appearance. Illusions can generate light or sound,
Okay.
but they can't
so,
harm
okay.
or interact with the environment. Yeah. so
Gotcha.
just do a
Okay.
easy
I know what I'm doing then.
Illusion
I'm
for
now
audio.
gonna put things in my bag of hold. Ryahnn's okay having me holding onto it.
I mean, you're the one that bought it.
But vocal
isn't it?
projection would just be utility,
Yeah. If you
just
want
to make
like,
my
be like-
voice very loud.
that seems like a good utility thing. I think that's a cantrip. Is just be loud.
Yeah.
Be louder.
Essentially a microphone.
I'm just gonna put like rope. I'm gonna put my utility thing.
Yes. You can put whatever you like in the bag of holding that fits the rules. It's fine.
All right. Well, I think now there's some crafting checks that people want to do before we do the camping.
Yes, I know. Porter wants to, yes, do that. Make leather armor. Sorry, I was looking away at a different channel for a second. And I know that Ryahn wanted to do some crafting. What items be ye crafting today?
Magical tome.
I will be making leather armor. I actually need to double check the rarity on leather armor, though.
I believe it's 3.
It is 3. So that is a average check. And I have a blue left over from the last time I made it.
Yep.
Come on, give me good stuff.
Oh. No, not quite.
Alrighty, well, I guess I have ruined this one? I don't know. Is that how that works?
I think there's use of advantage to recover some.
Oh, that's
of
true.
the
Hang on.
materials.
Let me double check the advantage table here.
Hold on.
Crafting.
Okay. I almost sneezed there for a second. Yes, Mortis, if you just want to... We've established there's at least somebody who sells Longu imports in town, so you can find some fireworks. They are 50 gold a pop.
Gotcha.
And each one is E1. Not that probably matters to you.
No.
It's gonna be like the giant hanging ones, yeah.
They're probably the very classical rockety type ones, yes.
Alright,
On the
so...
sticks.
I do have one to save enough materials to reduce the cost of a similar item, but like I said, I'm fiating the cost with materials I natively have, so I'm not too worried about that. Instead, I will take the, I'll spend both these advantage on 2 blue for my next check.
Okay.
But that's 3 hours for me, so it's going to be mid-afternoon. Wait, not and I will do it again. So...
I'm just waiting for Sir Mortis's flying circus. There you go, 3.
Well, that brings it down to 1
So
hour.
that only takes
so
you, an hour. No specialness on this one, but it works.
that annoys me a little bit because I was hoping to bank more blue to make my sick dire boar armor. But no,
That is unfortunately a thing that can happen.
Yeah. But this has used up all my boar leather.
Oh, the theater guys, yeah. You can find the theater troupe. What did I call them again? The Green Men, I think?
Little green men?
Yes.
I think so.
Because you're in the green town.
What
The town is green.
instruments are native to GenSekai?
I mean, anywhere in the world.
Dallas, are you trying to do
Depends
this
what you're
whole
looking
thing
for.
set up with the kid and
here-
just going on without us?
No? Are you guys crafting for the afternoon?
Yes, but we want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're just explaining what you're doing. You haven't explained why you're doing it. You keep doing this.
Oh.
It's very annoying.
I thought I told you guys last week.
I do not recall it. What's...
What? No, I don't. What is it?
I don't remember any.
Oh, I was setting up my entrance.
Oh,
God damn it.
god damn it! Right, that's why you wouldn't tell us.
I know remember the discussing the entrance music.
No,
Pyro
I-
does not brought up.
Yeah, I don't remember pyrotechnics.
Well, I didn't know if fireworks were a thing, so I looked it up over the week, and I realized they were a thing in GenSekai.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, instrumentation, yes. Probably around here, you're probably going to find a lot of, obvious, orchestral pieces. You're not going to find, like, a lot of, portable
Any
baby
guitars?
pianos. But, there can be guitars, lutes, that kind of thing. There's a wide variety of stringed instruments.
Excellent.
On a personal note, I'm not sure if I want... Oh, no, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind. Dallas is just going to do whatever the fuck he wants, I guess.
I mean, if you want me to not do this, I can just not do it.
We told you multiple times.
Well, I never told him not to do it.
No one told me not to do
Yeah,
this.
no one told him not to do it.
We
but-
were like, when discussing a wrestling entrance, we were like, I don't know if I want to do that. that, but
But no,
prefer
like
you
I don't care if
didn't.
you do the fireworks, but I would like to tap the theater group for something else, and I don't want to double.
Okay,
down on
then
favors.
in that case, I will not. I will use my own auditory hallucinations for my thing.
No,
Or
like I'm not
illusions.
gonna stop you from making your own traumatic entrance. It's just I take
No.
umbrage with the using of the theater.
I understand.
yes, in case
I will
the
then
people
just
at
have
home
lunch
think
with them and hang out.
Build rapport.
So
Uh,
I
yes,
spend a story point to use my humane ability to lower the difficulty for the crafting check by 2.
Yep, we're getting a lot of mileage out of that one,
There we go. 2
and it worked.
Nice.
I'll check what I
Damn.
might be able to
You
do with
should
it.
totally make.
It is a story point, and it does take. It is once per session,
Yeah.
but it's good.
So 3 advantages.
Oh wait, was I making a brigadine? I thought. Oh, I was making leather. Oh, god damn it, that's right. I wasn't making leather.
What's up? Accidentally craft the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Don't you hate when you do that?
Crafting menu's so easy.
Look,
just a list of items,
look.
you know?
I have done that so many fucking times.
No,
Wait a
because
minute, I didn't need that. I didn't even
Especially in like in component-based craftings where you have to craft things and then craft those things into things.
No, because I was
Did you-
remembering it's like, why did it only take 3 hours? Because I'm pretty sure it took like 6 hours the last one I did. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, because the brigadine is 5 hours. That's what it was. I was like, god damn it, 400. Yeah. Megan, can I take back those rolls? And
Yeah,
retry?
you were thinking you were doing something different than you weren't. So
Yeah, no, I was supposed
yes.
to be making leather brigadines, not leather armor. Because I was practicing for my direboar leather. That's.
Yeah.
I guess after our shopping, I'm going to use
0, 1,
I guess while Porter's
2, 3,
making
4,
his
5,
armor.
so it's hard.
Leona's gonna, I guess, okay if I use sticky fingers to grab. I'm gonna grab a lantern, and I just give one to Porter. He's down one now.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that is possible.
Good.
It's only
But,
50. You know, it's only 50 GP. So.
Yeah, it's anything
The 0
less
to
than
100,
100
yeah.
that you could reasonably pick up. Yes,
Yeah, 100
you
less,
can
yeah.
very easily.
I'll try
Yeah.
this again this way. So this was my original one.
While you're out in the street, you can find an abandoned lantern on the side of the road somewhere. You know, like sitting on a barrel or a crate. Just be like,
So with my advantages, I'm reducing the item's encumbrance by 1 to 0.
okay,
So it's a very light, big book. And I will reduce the time by 1 hour to make it only take 6 hours, which is roughly the time they were taking. So
yep. All right.
and that is a magical tome with range and area.
All right.
Alright, so let me double check my GenSekai notes here. So I have successfully made.
Is it your big book of explosions?
Yes, but it also deals with buffs and debuffs and stuff. So
True facts.
Oh,
Because when
no.
certain added effects are universal, you get a lot more mileage out of them.
Yeah. But no, I'll take the 5 hours. So this will put me in late afternoon, early evening.
Yeah, that's okay. Ryahn is humbled in his room, you know, scribbling down script in Draconic rapidly,
But
binding
I
up
had this-
pages,
I will now roll for my second one.
trying not to stick his fingers together.
Roll.
glue. Yeah.
Come on, give me something good. Oh,
Some stuff happened.
Triumph, so would you pick anything? There.
what can I do with triumph here?
Yes, hypothetically, you can spend triumph on any of those single results if you want.
I know what I'm spending the triumph on because
So crafty tables, two threats.
and this reduces the again 2 success means I reduce it by 2 hours, right?
Let me see. Is it bonus successes or?
Because I know 1 advantage reduces an hour, but I forgot if it was bonus successes reduces the time by 2 hours.
Crafting. Yes, so it takes hours.
Where's my schematic list? There it is.
Crafting time is 1 hour plus the difficulty, rarity modifier. Alright, I think I gotta check the actual way Realms of Terranoth is phrased, because I have not replicated that exact text for how long crafting takes. So, wait one. Crafting. The crafting process. You gotta have the bits and the bombs. And mechanical checks, then do the rarity. Circumstances. Yeah, no, it does not actually seem to outright. If it's successful, you create the item. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
no, it does not actually reduce the time by successes.
Huh. Then we'll do extra. I guess extra success just means you succeed. I guess.
Yes. There is a talent I made sure to backport in Crescent, for instance, and other places where you can deliberately flip extra success into advantages. Probably because it is a little bare bones. But yes, that's why it's not in my notes. So yeah.
Righto. So it'll still take me another 5 hours. Heck. So it's gonna be dark by the time I get done with this. I will probably pause in the middle of this so we can make our way out to the campsite and then finish it there.
Yeah, makes about sense. You finish your first 5 hour labor. You discover there's a lantern on your desk.
What? Oh, I see a Leona is here. It's like no. Hook it into my.
Did you know there's
staff.
about over 100 combinations for to play solitaire?
What? What's solitaire?
I feel like you should mispronounce that more. Like, what solitaire?
What is solitaire?
There we go. There it is. She only said it to you. How do you know there's an E in it?
I'm trying to. In my mind, it's like there's like tries to open. It's like, okay, what? It's like, oh, wait, that reference just makes no sense. It's like, that one too. It's like,
Just we get to in the animation version, we just see the 3 dots, the ellipses appear over Leona's head. She's like, ah.
Why do I know how to play it either? Actually.
Sounds like some outsider tone to me. Fortunately, don't have much truck with them folk. Anyway, it's getting late, and if we want to find ourselves a nice camp before the sun fully goes down, we should probably make our way out, eh? I got one more set of armor to make, and hopefully I can sell them tomorrow before we have to attend the what was it? A party, ball? What was it?
It's a festival.
It is a. Technically, I think it's called a festival feast because there will be a dining event.
Yeah.
I think it's the festival. It's what the ducal feast or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the ducal feast.
Yes, there is a feast for the Blossom Festival at the Ducal Palace.
There we go.
It's the day after tomorrow, so yeah.
Yes, I believe this is technically the end of your second day, so you've got one free day.
Yeah. So, pack up our stuff.
In my notes with those capital letters.
But after that, head out to a campsite. We're probably not gonna get too far from the city.
Yeah,
but a place that we.
There's plenty of low rolling hills and stuff. You might even be able to quiz Aslan. He can put you probably on some of his family's land. Near some trees and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Just so you make sure you're not accidentally stealing anybody's property.
Mm-hmm. Porter will cook dinner tonight. Let's see. What do I have?
Ryahn has finished his book. He has gotten most of the glue off. How many fireworks did Mortis buy?
4. I marked off the gold and everything.
Actually, let me check.
So that means that at some point, Ryahn also realizes that Mortis has come back carrying a bundle of fireworks. You would understand what those are, by the way, because it's in the description I noted. Rubian has managed to replicate the effect with dragon dust.
What was I looking for? Oh yeah, my character sheet and the stuff that.
Dragon dust is gunpowder, by the way. If anybody didn't get that one.
So the Longu variety, aren't they?
Oh, I still have some boar meat. Yeah, let's make some.
Yes.
Oh shit! I got pixie sugar. We're gonna put that shit on some griddle cakes tomorrow. Hell yeah!
I found it at the store, lady. Oh, God, my brain is dead.
Leona is her given name.
Leona. Lady Leona had,
Skystride is her family name?
Yes, it translates.
yeah. I found them at the store she found the Wu Dao at.
Yeah. You can attempt to make the chili.
What's the difficulty check for this?
Need
Average?
more. I could probably make them
Average.
for you, Mortis.
I
Finally, a
may need
success.
them in the future.
Yes.
My God.
Nice. May need them in the future, but for right now, this should be enough.
It would take a little bit slightly different stuff. I would have to figure out how to make
Yeah, so
gunpowder.
technically, if anybody doesn't know, in real life, chili is an abbreviation of technically chili con carne, as in chilies with meat. So what you make
Yeah.
is a meat stew with spicy peppers.
Yes. But now I will officially add this to my recipe book.
Yeah, you finally got the right balance of the meat and the spice, and probably the stew stock.
You feel yourself winning over the goblins even better.
Yes, finally.
God.
Finally, you can stop. Their souls will stop haunting you at night like sleep paralysis demons.
But like in a petty cooking way, it's
All right,
culinary.
hang on, I gotta.
Yeah, it's the sleep paralysis demon goblin had a little meat cleaver and was wearing a stupid little hat, but his chef's hat was black. That's how you know he was bad.
All right, but
Just like cowboy movie. I think that means we got to call this episode "Sleep Paralysis Demon Goblins." Maybe that's the AKA. We'll see.
I mean, that's another kind of mind goblins.
all right, so I use.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a sleep paralysis demon, despite having sleep paralysis occasionally. It just
I think the
sucks.
demon is supposed to be metaphorical, but I do think some people sometimes.
Well, no,
like,
some people have visual
hallucinations.
hallucinations.
I have
just
never
don't.
experienced any form of sleep paralysis.
But
Oh,
I just have to deal with my horrifying waking dream state.
It mostly just feels like someone is sitting on your entire body, and you just can't move.
Oh no, I've had that, but I've had that after I smoked some weed and I had a fucking really weird trip.
Oh no, I had a fucking panic. Look, if you have anxiety, weed is fine. If you have serious anxiety disorders, consider not. Just because it still is a hallucinogen,
Oh
technically,
yeah, no.
even though it's a very mild one.
No, like I had a big freak out. I was literally screaming at myself to move. It was something.
Boy, that sounds.
That sounds like the sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah, I would say that also sounds like
I've
that
been-
caused some stand
had
damage there.
Had a demon. I've had a tiger.
Rawr.
Sleep paralysis tiger.
That's at least
Fun.
memorable and like.
I
I'll be
have
right
neither
back.
inhaled nor have I experienced sleep paralysis.
So, I had a
I
question
do
about-
occasionally still have like what I think we would call night terrors. Like I have really bad nightmares and can't go back to sleep for a
I
while.
just have
like
weird ass dreams.
full
that, like,
blown not wake up screaming, but like wake up in a cold
Look.
sweat and I'm like, I will not sleep for a while.
I was
I fully believe my dreams. If there were directors for dreams, I got the fucking indie hipster avant-garde douchebag director. Because none of my dreams make any logical sense.
Mine always feel like after I wake up, I can feel like this feels like a patchwork of something I don't understand. But it's like
Okay,
there.
but made chilies.
But-
It is very hearty and filling. Since I've actually did it, does it actually give the +1 to resilience, or is it just good food?
Wasn't it just against cold though?
I think it was, but like again, it was
It was resistance against cold. I know that.
Yeah, no, we can say you were imitating a recipe. So yes, that would, for I don't remember because I've cleared out those notes. I think it was maybe for like the next encounter or something, or maybe an hour or so.
yeah.
It would give you a boost die on resilience checks versus cold temperature specifically. But yes, if everybody feels warm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect. I'm gonna mark that
Okay,
as well.
I had a setting question.
Yes.
In Longu, are there like rifle brigades? Or like probably using the right word for it.
Not rifles because there's no rifling, but yes, Longu is famous for fire lancers and arquebusiers.
Okay, because in my mind I had this idea of Leona seeing the fireworks and then bringing up a point about how there's a kind of a
Axe,
funny
I'm
trick
gonna tell you
about-
right this: if you see the fireworks, then do the conversation. Don't
All right.
explain your conversation.
I just thought the I
out
thought
of
the moment was
character.
lost, so, alright.
It was good to double check the thing. Yeah, I don't know if Mortis is like dragging the fireworks with him to go camping though.
No, I'm not taking them with us to go camping.
It was like,
So it
I was,
probably
like, when he
won't
brought it
come
up
up
originally,
yet.
I was going to, but then everyone just kept talking.
We do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not know if in character Leona has seen the fireworks yet. Is the main thing.
There.
So,
Well,
I mean, I'm
know,
not hiding them.
Ryahn commented talked to Mortis about him, saying that he could probably
Yeah.
make some if he needed more.
Yeah.
So
I don't need more yet.
Yet. I mean, who knows? Maybe it comes up in your campfire conversation. Because, yes, you guys are camping. Technically, if you guys want to set up camp, somebody should roll me a little something with survival.
I think that's Leona.
I think it's easy.
Actually, Leona, what's your survival pool right now?
It would be 1 yellow, 2 greens, and then a V, or I guess advantage.
Yes, advantage because you got a charm.
Yeah, I am technically better because I am 2 yellows and a green and an advantage.
All right, let's work together then.
Yeah. You mind giving me a blue?
Yes, because I think you guys actually work out that way.
So if
And it's
cunning?
easy. It takes you about an hour to set up camp. You can also substitute athletics if you really need to, but survival is preferred.
Solid.
Yeah, good time. Shave some time off. It's a very comfy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make sure to you know, actually, good question. Are you taking the cart with you at all, or
Yes.
we fully roughing it? Okay,
No.
you're taking the cart.
Yeah.
All right, so the cart is your shelter, but you know, block it up so it doesn't roll everywhere. You make sure to clear a proper fire pit, etc.
Mhm.
Clear any loose brush.
Yeah.
And yeah, just got a campfire, got some chili.
I start the campfire with my sunstick.
Poof.
That is a thing you can do. Yeah, it doubles as a lighter.
But Porter will put the chili on, set it to stew, start working on his next brigading. I still have to roll for that, right? Yes, I do. But as he's working, he's going to be talking to the young master about life and experiences and being out there, and how to put that into words, how to express that. Talk to him and so talk to him about in that moment, fighting the black mole. Were you thinking of your love? Like, what did you feel? You need to put that into your words. Like, when you look upon these stars, can you compare them to can you compare them to the one that you hold in your heart?
Yeah.
Just
Go ahead and roll me an average charm check.
yeah. Don't fail me now.
For your inspiration.
Wait, no, wait. Do I? Come on, come on. I don't know, not for this, but I need this boy. Come on. That's a check.
It's probably long. It's probably a very long and exhausting speech that probably is very memorable but tiring.
Well, I don't know how long it is because it's good success. Let me see. Well, I want to interpret this. I'm not sure.
So let me set up.
By the way, I want to say I just realized something. I've had for some ungodly reason, even though I know that I had it flipped around the other way to record What's Up yesterday, I had my audio set up to recording just my mic, so it was not picking up you guys for about 2 hours.
Oof.
So let's
Guess we
see.
got
Do
the
I want to start the recording again now that I got it set right? Obviously, we have the video version. I could just download that and scrub the audio.
Yeah.
I think I'll do that instead. I'll just import it into Audacity later.
Okay.
That'll add an extra step, but I don't need to worry about that for a few days. So for the 3 success, 1
that's my
threat.
leather.
Yeah, it's your leather on
Nice.
there. I got that part. The charm. You definitely move him a little. Probably knowing Porter. I mean, you're a big romantic. Maybe you with your threat, you lay it on a little thick.
Mm-hmm.
He takes on your advice a little directly, as he does actually, not necessarily take notes on what you say, but does kind of he's got a little notebook where he scribbles down some of his feelings. So yeah, a little extra edge, but the general thought is there.
God, I really can't do anything with this success. This annoys me.
It does
Is there
happen
anything where you
sometimes,
could
unfortunately.
shift it over, or they need a tool for that?
That is a talent.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
nah, I guess I'll just take another blue, and when I make my actual fucking brigading, my Direboar brigading, probably tomorrow. Like, I'll just hope for the best. Oh yeah, I spent my triumph from the last one to reduce the difficult to get a permanent schematic.
Ah, yep.
Yeah, so that's why it's only 2 purple now. But
Man, we're like those mercenary Omnicrafters. We need them.
I mean, hypothetically, he could pay somebody to do that, but then he would just be throwing money at it. The benefit of the current thing is he's got all the mats.
I mean,
oh, actually, Omega, did you spend the 2 threat on the other one?
Oh, yeah, I had something in mind. Let me double check the list
I think
exactly
we
what
just,
it
like,
was.
kinda,
I had it
pushed
in
past
mind, but we have a lot of conversations going in multiple directions. That's not the right. I need to start adding numbers into my chapter titles so I can be like, no, that is not the right chapter me, even though you know it's not, but you just don't read the actual list of things. Okay. Yes, for 2 threat. Yeah. Let's see. At this point, no, it wasn't the hours. Yeah, I was debating on making you pay the additional materials or increase the encumbrance. I think I'm gonna go with increasing the encumbrance.
Okay. It's a little heavier.
Yes.
Let me check what is a brigadier.
Which kind of, may affect its marketability.
Well, like I said, I do just plan on selling these, but we will see. Let me see here.
All right. Campfire time. Anything else?
Ryahn will definitely tell a story of a scary story of the horrors of apprenticeship in the Red Tower. Going days without food. He might be exaggerating, but it's just a fun story he's telling.
Yeah.
It felt like starving.
It felt like days.
Felt like days. It was really only 2 days.
If we're doing scary stories, then Mortis will probably just tell a few stories about fighting in the Ghostlands and just dealing with that whole undead army shtick.
And I defeated 4 skeletons, but there was a 5th skeleton. He was shaped
And then
like
they had a
wheel.
zombie bear, so we had to run.
Armor.
I was attacked by the bone wheel skeletons from the original Dark Souls. It
Oh,
sucks.
God, they
Okay,
sunblocked.
so
They
the
sunblocked
brigadier
a dude and he
becomes
died.
3E, which if it's worn, still goes down to 0. So it's a little bulky to carry, but it fits well. Still, okay.
We've discovered.
Oh, Porter really doesn't have any scary stories to tell. He's not a person who really finds much scary. He's a big Porq. Either it's gonna kill me or it's not. True facts. Well.
So was your time up in the Ghostwood? Why you don't want to go back up north, Mortis?
Not directly.
Okay.
It was an issue that resulted from the Ghostwood, but more of a case of mistaken identity than anything.
How so?
Ryahn will actually kind of look at Leona with a kind of a glare as he was dropping it. He wasn't gonna ask.
And this is part of why Longu have 1 presence. The stoicism. Huh? Yeah, this is a problem?
Well, I don't really have a scary story, but I do have one that I know that scares people sometimes. It's kind of a legend if you want to hear it.
Sure.
I don't have much, so go.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Axe?
I don't have much of one, so go ahead.
Alright, everyone gather round. Let me tell you the story about the bow of the Axite. Now, I know that's a little bit weird. It's like, you go, Porter, isn't he supposed to be known as the Axite? And yes, he is the Axe Saint. He had a very big axe. He cleaved mountains and forests and valleys with it. He was very good with it, but it wasn't the only weapon he had, you say. He had quite a plethora of weapons. He was a weapons master, if you would. And the bow was just one of the many, many under his arsenal. But he wasn't always the best with the bow. And the story starts off, as with many stories involving the axe saint, with the axe saint going, I'm fucking lost. Because while the axe saint was a very worldly Porq, he only became worldly because he would pick a direction, walk there, and then try to remember where he came from. Most often this didn't work. But he had plenty of adventures. So there he is, lost one day in the woods, and he just goes, well, fuck it. I'm lost here, I might as well make camp, and then I'll be way better in the situation than I was before. He sets up camp. He looked up to the sky. He realized it's going to be a bit of a rough night. Better bunker down. And boy, was it a rough night indeed. For this was a night of the wild hunt. It's like, do I need to explain what the wild hunt is to you lads?
I don't think so.
No, I've heard stories before.
They're hard to.
Mortis will
hard
shake
to,
his
I
head.
guess. They're hard to entice.
It's like, does it shake your head and you don't know, or does it shake your head, I don't need to explain?
No, sorry. You don't need to explain.
Okay, good. So, this was a night that the wild hunt descended upon the lands and made do with the hunt. Unfortunately, the axe saint was in the path. And the axe saint, he might not have he didn't have all the brains, but he had a fairly good noggin. And he knew that he could probably not fight off. Excuse me. He could not fight off Pabble and his cohort, and he definitely knew he couldn't outrun them. So he decided to do something different. He decided to outsmart them. But he had to move quickly. So, before the hunt full thump on him, he made his way back where he came, because on his way to where he was, he passed a beautiful lake. He reached there, quickly popped himself down, and acted like he didn't have a care in the world. Soon enough, Pabble in the wild hut came upon him and said, "Ho there, Porq, I see you do not run, and I see you do not fight. It's all like, make yourself known, or fall victim, or become my prey." The ox saint stood up and he says like, and said, "I do not run and I do not hide in a fight, because instead I challenge you to a game. Lord Scion." Of course, Pablo, being the hunter, loves a challenge, and rarely refuses them. So he says to the axe saint, "All right, name your challenge." The axe saint pointed across the lake and up into the sky at the moon and said, "I challenge you to an archery contest." Pabble laughed. His cohort laughed. But he turned back to the axe saint and said, "All right, what are we trying to hit?" The axe saint said, "The moon." That got a little bit more serious around there, but Pablo had already accepted the challenge and went to unshoulder his great bow from across his shoulder. And the axe saint said, "It's like, now hold on one moment, Lord Scion. If you're to use your bow, well, I don't have any at all, well, how would that be exactly fair?" Pablo, of course, looked at the axe saint like he was a bit of an idiot, challenging a sign to an archery contest without a bow, but, again, the challenge has already been made. So, Pablo lets him borrow a oh, sorry, I'm losing my focus here. Let him borrow one of the huntsman's bow. Again, Pabble, took his great bow and prepared to fire at the moon to see if he can hit it. But again, before we release, the axe saint said, "Excuse me, Lord Scion, I just have this common bow here. If you were to use that great bow, wouldn't that be an unfair advantage?" Pablo was probably getting a little exasperated at this point, but he could not necessarily identify the point, so he traded out his bow for a common huntsman bow. And finally, Pablo drew back his string and fired at the moon. The arrow went up, 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 and up, but eventually came back down. It was like, we're not entirely sure where it landed, but we did know one thing for certain. It did not hit the moon. So then was the Axe Saint's turn. He stepped up, took the bow, tested the string, knocked an arrow, pulled back, and fired. That arrow went up, 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 and up, down, 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 and fell into the lake. It fell into the reflection of the moon on the lake, disrupting the waters and destroying the image. And before anyone could say anything, the Axe Saint pipped up says, "There, I have hit the moon, that makes me the winner." Pablo was silent. The hunt was silent. The woods was silent. And then Pablo started laughing. He laughed. He laughed so hard that the wood shook, that the waves crashed upon the shore. And he said, "Indeed you have, little Porq. Indeed you have." Pablo then took the bow back from the young Axe Saint and said, "As recognition for your skills, I will bless this bow. And know that you have won against the hunt this night." And so like, but he leaned in. Pablo leaned in conspiratorially. It's like, but don't think that others will let you off that easy. And with that, the wild hunter left, leaving the Axe Saint with a beautiful bow of moon silver. Unfortunately, it was not all happy days because the Cyan Karka did not take very kindly to having the symbol used at target practice, and unfortunately the Porq Saint was plagued with nightmares for the next week until he begged forgiveness. But he got away with it.
Gotta throw the extra moral at the end.
But yeah, that's the story of the bow of the Axe Saint.
I remember being told something this, I think, a few years ago, but it was a slightly bit different.
Fine story.
Huzzah! Well told.
I'll hit.
Everybody clink.
Everyone clap.
I imagine as you wrap up, there's a little bit of a through the woods, maybe a distant rumble of thunder. That's fine. Everything's fine. Now it's all good. Yeah, that adds a little extra spooky atmosphere, but it's fine. All right. Okay.
But Porter is ready now to tuck in for the night.
Yeah. Have a good sleep, everybody. All right, everybody rest.
Everyone gets
Everybody, if you are dabblaged, heal 1 wound and heal all your strain.
Woo.
Woo.
Ookie dookie.
You have a good night's
Yay.
rest.
I mean, technically no, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, you get your rest period anyway, even if you don't actually. You get the effect of a rest of some kind.
You get arrested.
All right. Morning comes, sun peeks over the hills. The morning dewdrops are out in the fields. You're very lucky this night you have not been painted in dew yourselves. Don't have to worry about Leona's shoes being tied together.
I feel like it should be a thing.
Nah.
But just
Lotus has
occasionally
a
you
No, I feel like Lotus has a bunch of history, a bunch of stories when she was younger of just almost pissing off magical creatures.
I mean, it could be a running gag. We don't know. But now it's brekkie time.
It's time for griddle cakes.
Yep.
Griddle
Eggs,
cakes,
flour,
woo!
sugar, water. D1, buddy? There he is.
Oh no. I feel insulted.
I burned something.
What's up?
I mean, no, it's failure with advantage. I feel like somehow this is one of those cases where like you try to make griddle cakes and it doesn't work. So like maybe you make crepes instead.
I make crepes and I just like, yeah, I guess I make
Yeah.
crepes.
Yeah, I feel like you have absolutely no idea how you've done this, by the way, but it turned into something different. It's
This is
still
one of those
edible.
things where you fail into a success you didn't know you could.
It's like
Must be
popcorn.
because we're in Arcadia. I mean France. I mean Arcadia.
Thought it
Kinda
was
like that.
in Italy. I mean,
It could be
Arcadia.
like southern France. You are inland at least.
I have the imaging thing of you do the crafting thing and then like it just does a weird black smoke pot and then it shines. Oh, cool.
Yes, it's that result where you get the weird one, but it's still fine.
hey, did you know that French fries aren't actually French? They're fried in Greece.
A tree falls on Mortis.
I'll take it.
I think he could take it.
Oh, you think you can? Very well. Then the Dark Souls boss music starts playing and the Hangman's tree comes out of the wood. No.
Oh, let's do this.
Oh, that's an easy one.
You say that, I'm gone.
Well,
Porter does not fuck with the trees. He is the Lorax.
It's like if the trees say that you've done fucked up, I'm just like, yeah, no, you done fucked up. Bye.
but it's a demon tree though.
Well, no, if it's a hangman tree, that's a demon.
True, it is something like that.
Oh.
It is like possessed by an evil spirit to
It's
torment the
possessed
living.
by all the people that have been hung on it. I think. Is that the one from 3 that has the kiln inside of it?
Something like that.
Anyway.
But Hangman's tree is actually in my list of adversaries as well.
Anyway.
No, it's when the
Okay.
it's when the tree knights come out of the woods. The trees start speaking Elvish. That's when Porter is.
Oh no! If knights come out of the woods, I'm gone. I know what that means, and I'm very gone.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. So yes, breakfast is not inedible, but definitely not what Porter planned. Use some of your pixie sugar though, so it's very tasty. But it's
Yeah.
just like, what? Obviously, fey trickery is involved.
I like this.
Are there crepe pixies?
It's,
The world must know.
it's so
How do
thin.
we hire them?
Didn't I buy a fucking... Oh, component pouch. I did buy a component pouch. Okay. That's what it was called.
I do believe yes, you have one of those things.
I was just checking. Like, I will make sure that that is filled before we head back into town. What is that?
Yes. Is that an easy survival?
Let me double check.
Something like that.
Pouch for components. The component pouch. Average survival check
Okay.
or alchemy check.
The pouch of the components. The component pouch. The pouch of components.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wait, fuck. I forgot to add a blue to that. Well, doesn't really matter, I guess.
yeah,
Alright.
it's not a huge deal. After you guys, pull the cart back into town, you probably send Aslan to Force on his way. He's gonna go think his thoughts and get ready for the festival tomorrow. You guys should too, because you're told it's a formal event.
Mm.
I
Let's
already
see.
bought some nice clothes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
I
I
need
think
to practice
Leona at least
composition.
put down some gold for actually getting a nice set of clothing.
I mean, that's what Ryan's going to be doing today. So
Yeah.
Well, if you're going shopping, would you mind selling these 3 sets of boar leather brigadine for me?
sure, I could do that. Wouldn't be the exact place I was heading, but it'd be in the same area. So
All right.
so I will go ahead and sell those brigadine first.
Yeah.
They are rarity 5, so...
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, they'd be rarity 4 because it's -1 here. But I think that's still the same check.
Still the same
1,
check,
2,
still
3,
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, big profit.
That's pretty
Here's
good.
my
Was
guesses.
That's 2 over, so that's
20%?
no, it's not.
Okay.
Selling an item, even if it is technically newish, is reduced in cost because they try not to create an infinite money loop. However, since you did not actually spend money on this, getting the 2 over success, so that's the 3/4 price, and I will allow you to sell them in bulk. So what's 3 brigandines put together times 0.75?
That'd be 300 pounds, so 900 gold.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Will that
So
be
yeah, you can
enough?
find some sturdy outfitters who will pay you that appropriate price for that.
All right. Will that
Alright.
be enough to get me? No, it will not. Fuck. I might have to borrow money from somebody.
Oh, what are you trying to get?
Well, I need to make my armor and get the ceremonial adornment for it.
How much you need?
Oh, well, actually, hold that thought. I need to actually make this armor first.
Yes, you may need to go with an alternate plan if it doesn't
yeah.
work.
But hang on one second here. But no, so
I
that
believe I discussed
my
before. It's 50. Is it 50? I think it was 50 for nice clothes. Let me check my notes. Yes, generic high quality clothing would be 50 gold.
okay, so
So what kind of Lucky does math? What kind of outfit did Leona pick up?
I think it's because the region is. It's probably like a suit.
Okay, that works.
Because I don't think she wears a dress and a kimono.
Yeah, you probably can't find
Thank
someone
you!
with your kimono
Oh,
pack.
Jesus.
Gesundheit.
excuse me, that's surprising.
And she
big
wouldn't go
Gesundheit.
for that because that requires like specific kinds of silk work.
Yeah, so yes, probably, a as you say, an appropriate kind of suit, long breeches, jacket with cuffs, neckerchief. It's probably a little confining for your usual
Is anyone
ranger
getting mad
slash rogue shenanigans.
Sorry. Is anyone gonna get mad if I? Sorry.
Go ahead. You're gonna say the thing about spending the point.
Yeah. Is anyone
Go-
gonna get mad if
go
I
ahead.
spend a point to craft this armor? Because I want it to be
No,
good.
go ahead.
No.
I used one
don't-
for
I
my
don't think
crafting
anybody's
check,
gonna-
so it's only fair.
I also don't think anybody's gonna have any crazy high checks they're gonna try and do tonight other than
And I
this.
probably just need to make sure I don't accidentally set the crowd on fire.
Here we go.
Knowing you, that is a concern.
Okay,
Sorry, yawned a
solid.
little. All right, 2 success, 2 advantage.
Let me go double check that. Double check that.
So what kind of formal clothing is Ryahn gonna pick up?
Ryahn will have some nice kind of tall, like riding type boots.
Mhm.
Some charcoal breeches, kind of baggy, down to like where the boots start. Then he'll have the white undershirt with the kind of frilly sleeves and neck, with a scarlet vest over that, and then a nice long-tailed coat
Mhm.
with scarlet also and probably bronze. And
Ooh.
then he is getting the biggest hat he can find.
I figured that was gonna happen.
All right,
trying
you get the Stendo top hat. Or would you prefer, the big conical hat? I don't know. Take your pick.
Big conical hat.
Huge
Probably
brim.
black on top and then scarlet underside, and he definitely has one side of it bent up straight.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I got a little hat pin in there.
And he will also get himself a cane.
Yes, that can all be arranged. Yes.
And I will spend for high quality, so I'll spend 250 on this outfit.
Ooh, okay.
Maximum fancy.
It's very good. Lots of extra stuff. Very nice.
I was
I'm
researching
really
this
sad
at
that
work
there is
when I was
no-
bored.
There is no good
Get a lot of
emote
specific stuff.
of the Hildebrand pose.
Yeah, I'll spend my 2 advantage just to reduce the encumbrance of this brigandine from 2 to 1.
Very lightweight, even when you're not wearing it.
Mhm.
All right, so you've made it. So now we have the question of how much money you need.
All right, so I want to get both silk weave and ceremonial adornment for that, and I have gathered 20 to 32 gold right now, and those 2 modifications cost total. Let's see, I went too far.
It's gone too far.
I've gone too far.
He's gone too far.
2,900
Also, we need to
total.
actually spend the point. So you have 29 out of 32.
No, I
Correct.
have a 22 out of 29.
Oh, okay, 22 out of 29.
Yeah, so I need
Yeah, sorry.
700 gold to complete this outfit. Would anyone be willing to loan me that much? Or am I gonna have to go take a loan out from somewhere else?
Yeah, I can loan you that much.
All right. Do I have to go find someone to make my clothes look better?
No, if you want to pay market price, you can find a guy for that.
Okay, perfect.
We have established there are imported goods from Longu here, so you can find silk. And yes, you can find somebody who can ceremonial doll up your armor. It is a major city center.
What's up?
I'm trying to think if what I would want is even.
You could go for a fine cloak.
I need a coat.
That works. I mean,
Like-
it might be a little more cloak-like than coat-like, but
A
yeah.
longer, like, open face style kind of longer coat.
Yeah, that would probably be the style. Ryahn, for instance, just talked
Okay.
about how he has a very long-tailed coat.
But not like it doesn't have like a shirt on it. It's just the coat.
Yeah.
And preferably made of leather, if possible.
Yes, that would exist.
Also, if I could styled with the motherfucker. I'm gonna get this right. The
Tell us
goddess of
proper name.
scales and judgments.
Una?
Una, yeah.
Uno. Alright, yeah. Do that.
I gotta make sure I write down this debt here. Quick, and then ceremony.
Alright, so the best thing I could find was like Leona in the suit doing like this pose.
And I also need to go back to the Longu import store, I think.
Yeah, what's up there?
Because I would assume they have, and this is more just a styling thing than anything. I would assume they have Hakama style pants.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I need to pick up some of those.
You need some big boy samurai pants. Yes, that can be arranged.
Samurai.
We could throw all of that into the 50-ish gold to get yourself some high-quality clothing.
Yes.
And obviously more if you want to make sure it's, like, really good, but we can get by with prices.
Nah. I don't need super fancy.
I have 32 gold left.
Is
Well-
makeup a thing in this?
Yes. I think there
Okay.
is even, like, I
Because
think
I
there is
need...
mechanically a disguise kit, but that includes
Okay.
talks about makeup so that you
I
can...
would
you can
probably go to a
acquire-
professional place for this.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
basically
you can even talk to your
want...
friends in the theater.
I want to get... this is going to be a very weird request, so yeah, I probably should talk to the theater friends. I want to get it basically, so I want my chest and face and head done,
Yeah.
so that basically to erase the traces of my very obvious stitching.
I mean,
And
if...
make me look like a semi-normal, whatchamacallit. Neff, yeah.
Yes, that is possible. It's people who get up close and personal will be able to tell because they're gonna realize,
Well, yeah.
hold on a minute,
but-
you've got stitches that are just painted skin color.
Well,
but-
yeah, but
Yes, they can.
it's
they
more
can
for
arrange
the
that.
more for the
I
general
realized this was
populace.
coming when you said the thing about the coat and specified you do not have a shirt,
Look,
and I want the
in
audience
for
to
a
know. if they
penny,
didn't
in for a
catch it.
pound.
If the audience hasn't caught it yet, that's where we're at right now. Big baggy pants and a long leather coat.
Yo,
All right, so Porter has his blinged as hell brigandine
Yeah. It has
with extra silk.
Yep.
What's your coloration?
Greens and browns.
Okay, maybe some hint of some gold threaded accents.
It goes
Definitely
very,
got some verdigris in there.
It goes very well with my holy cloak / robe thing.
Yeah. All right. Seems like you guys are appropriately kitted out. Anything else you need to track down before showtime? Because I think we've been going for about 2 hours.
Don't think so. I think I got everything.
All right. Okay. Then we can flash forward to the next day.
Yeah.
It is the actual day of the festival. So, there's, throughout the main day, it is a holiday day. So, probably not a lot of sleeping in per se as, people come. Porter obviously shows up to the actual, start of the day mass.
Mhm.
You are invited to, as we said earlier, say a couple of words to some of the assembled faithful.
I will.
Got some junior priests. Nothing too long, but, just those extra marks. The equivalent of throwing out the first pitch at a baseball game.
Mhm.
Will the rest of you be attending Mass at the Temple of Verna?
Yes.
I might as well be there.
Yeah. All right. So, yes, that eats up a decent chunk of your morning, and just in general, the town is, very festival-y. Wherever you go in the streets, there's somebody, hucking flower petals everywhere. Also probably, some seeds and rice and stuff. The pigeons are eating well tonight.
Someone will be eating the pigeons later tonight. Even later tonight.
Also possibly true. What is that? Squab, I think, is pigeon meat. Yeah.
They wouldn't have much diseases.
It's fine.
These ones
Just cook it
wouldn't.
right.
These ones wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not like while pigeons are still probably just sky rats, they are not, living in urban squalor. But yes, so there are streets somewhere that are closed for like parades, impromptu or planned. Anywhere there's like open spaces, you see a lot of taverns and stuff clearing their front decks for like dancing, etc. The farmers market is booming with what you guys would know from probably Commoner Garden Town Festival, but just larger. You want to buy funnel cakes, you want to buy sweet blackberry bubbly pies, you want to buy apple turnovers, candied apples. Elves love candied apples. All kinds of stuff there. There's carnival games. You've got the shoot the little boxes down with a sling or a dummy crossbow. Test your might. Log toss, that kind of stuff.
I want to see if I can. My mind, I feel like Leona has. I'm gonna see if I can squirm this skull out of its best thing. If I can just actually be good at shooting.
With the games and stuff, Ryahn actually probably now and then stops and pays for like some kids to play.
All right, yeah, very appreciated. Lots of thank you, mister. Probably, in the anime terms, probably thank you, big bro, because they would see you that way and not as an adult. Yeah.
How big is your hat again? Is it like big enough where like it takes up 2 people? Like
not quite 2. It doesn't double his height, but it's pretty big.
He's not big hat Logan.
It is pretty big.
I don't think he's quite as tall as me with his hat on, but he's close.
He
would
does
not be.
walk in the shade. He no longer requires his smoke spectacles. Yes, it's a very big hat. Like I said, there's test your might, rope pulls, caber toss, that kind of stuff. There are animal fairs, people showing off, look at our fresh new livestock in the spring.
One thing I wanted to ask, are people do people have weapons around?
There are probably town guard in the street, with shields, bucklers, and batons, just in case. It's supposed to be a religious festival, but people are getting rowdy, and there are barrels of beer and wine in the streets.
I mean, I think my sword looks fancy enough that I'll probably still have it at my hip.
It is slightly
Because
magical.
it is a moon silver
yeah,
sword.
and
I
very
think Leona
magic.
probably has her because I think most Wudao is at least.
And it's
not
technically
basic.
pulsing with arcane power.
Yeah.
I think this is probably an import. It probably actually looks a little bit.
Knowing adventurers and just how their general vibes are, yes. If you got, and you probably do see quite a few adventurers out in the streets, you can tell them by how they're dressed like adventurers. They're probably still carrying gear. Like some of the festival areas, like if you go to the farmers market amongst the stalls or the games and stuff, they might ask you for like, the peace bond type trick, like just tie a little piece of white ribbon around. But mostly we're operating on the medieval morality system of just like, hey, it will be really rude of you to draw your sword, and if you do, a dozen guardsmen
The
are gonna
town
come out
guard will
and
all
run.
punch you.
It
It also, might piss off a god.
It's
Yeah,
true.
no,
It is a sacred day. Yeah, no, but
I'm
like
not
you're
gonna do
asking
that, but-
if it's appropriate to wear your weapons. Yes, you can wear
Yeah.
them. You might just.
I'm not going to wear my shield because it just doesn't go with my outfit.
Yes.
It
But
just
yes,
doesn't.
you see performers, crusty jugglers, knife throwing, sword swallowing. There's a guy fire breathing. It probably gets slightly awkward if Leona gets too close to the fire breather, because he's probably like, "Oh shit, hold on, sorry, am I repping your style? Is this cultural appropriation?" It's not, because you A, spit lightning, and 2, it's because you have a magical core of energy in your chest. Oh yes, very nice. Yeah, flowers are everywhere. I'm obviously you may or may not choose to discard them by the time you guys get to the actual formal event, but if you're out walking the streets in the festival, there's no way you're getting away with any less than at least 2 flower wreaths.
I mean, they definitely go with my outfit, so...
Yeah. Like, you guys walk down a street, somebody dumps a basket of flowers on you and dances away, frolics away even.
Because I probably would have said that. My coat is very brightly colored.
All right.
Lots of reds, yellows, purples.
Yes, vibrant colors. Yeah, so...
I will say, Porter is probably going to be very slow because he is probably going to have to talk to several people on the way and just give impromptu little blessings on people.
Yeah, you priest it up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And that would also probably not be that uncommon. You guys left the mass, which probably would have been also a mass exodus of the temple, as basically every priest of Verna is like out in force today.
Mm-hmm.
You get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a charm. But yeah, no, like I'm just imagining there's like a scene transition of you guys going around the corner and suddenly like, Mortis and Leona both have flowers wrapped around their horns.
I will definitely...
Leona, you've got like an extra bow on your tail. You don't even know how that got there.
I'll keep an eye out for any of the younger male priests.
Yeah.
Just checking. I mean, I'm not really worried about any priests of Verna, so... But if I see other orders, I will make sure to just check faces.
Yeah. No, you don't have any issues with that current problem here.
Gotcha.
But yes, you keep your eyes sharp. And probably in the mid-afternoon is probably a good time to start showing up fashionably to the Ducal Palace. The Ducal Palace itself is yet again another, lovely piece of architecture. It is a beautiful blending of traditional Elvish craftsmanship and very classically old Lemurian art style. So you're seeing a lot of it's got a big colonnade with, artistic vines and flowers wrapping around the columns, that kind of stuff. Lots of statues and fountains, in the front gardens. Big, open marble entrance hall. Vases and flowers and, flower wraps and garlands and fairy lights are everywhere. The fairy lights may actually be powered by light pixies. I believe you guys said you wish to be announced.
30 minutes. 30 minutes before we get there, I need to do some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you got a setup time. I felt it coming. All right.
So first, I'm going to cast a spell.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast.
Are you doing this in private? Out of curiosity.
Well, you'll see. Because I'm casting a mask spell first.
Okay.
Well, you might not. That's the point. Difficulty +3.
Oh boy.
Nah, you love me too much.
I mean,
Do we-
also this. I would say
No,
we
we-
throw him out of
it's
the
fine.
group, but he's still part of our traveling party. He's just no longer an official member.
We just revoke his membership card.
Yeah. He's now an honorary member.
All right, no,
Okay.
you've not cast the spell you were aiming for.
'Cause it's
Can I
like we
try
don't need to
again?
kick him out. We just be like,
Yeah,
you're
I
in
mean,
the
you got to
FC.
be spending strain.
I will.
No, it's just so like we just arrived at the moment. We are not actually affiliated with that man.
like he travels with us, but we're not part.
Well,
of
this is a good point to bring up with the being announced. Do you guys like he could announce? You could be announced like a band, where basically the guy like and introducing the Travelers of the Endless Paths. It's Porter.
I,
that
I
kind
am
of
down
stuff.
for that.
Or
I feel.
Okay, success.
I
all
don't
right,
feel comfortable with
what
that.
what
Okay,
have
just-
you cast?
I disappear.
Oh,
No.
God.
You. Of course, I get it.
Okay. Now I
Invisible.
need to take out my fireworks.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
God.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm real serious. I am not
Okay.
allowing Dallas to be Morty to be known as a fucking traveler right now.
Okay.
So that's the group
If you want me
introduction.
to
Got
announce
it.
you separately, got it. That's
Yeah, I
fine.
want you
So-
announced separately. You will not be like I'm not kicking you out of the group. You cannot.
No, I
you-
understand.
You will
It's
not be
like-
announcing yourself as a
You do, yes. You don't want the political blowback when Dallas rolls 40 failures.
Yeah.
That works
Also-
for me.
Also,
I'm going
Lucky,
to
I
set
would like this. We
my.
can't kick him out of the group, but we can speak. I will
I'm
rip
going
up
to
his
set up the
membership for group.
fireworks,
I will rip up his
uh,
membership.
Well, first of all, I'm setting them up.
Cards.
I mean, this should go without saying because I'm not intelligence -3 outside the Ducal Palace.
Yeah. You
Uh,
probably have to tell somebody about them to get your, lighting them. Unless you're gonna run a very long fuse.
No, yeah, I will.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna hire some kids to light them for me.
Fair enough. Papa Gold.
Yeah. And then, while still invisible, I'm going to head inside the Ducal Palace
All right.
and wait for my cue.
Okay. So, since you guys are being introduced separately from him, how do you wish to be introduced?
I thought you'd never ask.
I'm actually writing it up.
Yeah.
I did
It's okay
too.
if you want to type it as well.
I'll paste it right here.
I will have given them the instructions I wish to announce myself.
As he's pulling out all his titles from the Red Tower.
Oh, you came up with your entrance too? Nice.
Where'd you get some of those, actually? What clubs do you join?
Stuff. Things. Red Tower. Actually, this is a good question. Max, do you have an idea in mind what town or city Leona is from in
It
Longu?
was some Brutas, I think, and I think her mother was head of one of the border guards.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had a place name in mind.
Let me check.
What's the capital of the Highlands again? I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, okay, wait, let me get it up. I have the GenSekai document.
We'd like to return this Mortis. We want our money back.
Well, that's too bad, because the guy who made it is dead.
Yeah, I hit him with a rock.
No refunds. Also, technically counts as no plans, no prototype, no backups. Well, actually, we can't be 100% sure of that. Mortis does have a spooky book.
Because I don't
Oh,
know if
that's
there's
it's
any-
Hoythold.
Because
Hoythold.
probably the border town, I think, like near, wouldn't be Kongling. It wouldn't be.
All right, I
It
got
wouldn't
it.
be Kongling.
Yeah.
But probably one of the border towns, because if like, it would be looking like direct trading hubs that actually have like I guess, a checkpoint area.
I feel if you have a signature spell, you should make that a title.
That also works.
Because it'd be Renaissor Vici from, I guess.
Oh yeah, so you actually that's a good point. So you wish to be introduced in Longu.
Yeah, it would be Renaissor Vici. I guess daughter of like. I guess daughter of like the captain of the 5th Fire Lance Brigade or something.
Sure.
Or something
I'll
like
write that
but-
down probably like these guys have, so I don't
Yeah.
explode. I don't have to improv. Don't you fucking sass me that Firelance is a one-word Google
How dare.
Docs? How dare you?
I am gonna have to sidle up to the band at some point. If we got one.
No, that's a better word.
Would be a good name for, I guess, a Fire Lance based border guard.
Eh.
I mean, I think I feel like
Kyoshi.
they'd just be a number in a regiment.
Yeah.
Like I said, stoic. We don't need to get necessarily
Yeah.
unless you want to get action to actual arts. They're probably very, very, very bland.
I have a question. Is this pronounced Hoyt or Hoyt?
Hoyt.
Hoyt? Okay.
Hoyt.
I'd probably let many titles. I don't think it has whatever titles they bring up that actually are worth mentioning.
No, it's fair.
I mean,
You had
all
some extra bit
all
there.
3 of Ryan's titles don't mean anything to anyone outside of the Red Tower. So
I mean, hey.
I mean, you can always add a traveler of the many paths.
Man, oh,
Okay.
Like I have my title is literally my clan, my affiliation, my company, and my signature spell.
Fair.
you think it is proper to refer to me as the heavy? Is that fair?
You're the heavy.
Yes.
You are heavy.
I'm not gonna give. I'm not gonna say yes or no to this.
Don't worry. The mysterious and unadulterated game master says yes.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say tank, but that's not like a colloquial term.
I mean,
I'm trying to think.
I'm not-
it might. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think.
Well, no, because I assume like game terms are more like codes that like words that adventurers would use. When I say colloquial, I mean like
Adventurers,
common
yeah.
people.
Yes.
Like
I think
adventurers
that is
would know
better.
tank.
I don't think
but,
DPS
like-
would be used, but healer, caster, tank would be used.
Well, healer that's a whole different thing because that's like
No, like the
You know
but
what
I think
heroes.
I think Dallas has the right of it. Tank might be something that like adventurers use because outsiders would have come up with the concept and just started saying it and people learned. But
Yeah.
not necessarily what like a, festival feast full of people at a fancy palace would
yeah.
understand.
But heavy is that feels correct. Of like, I'm the
Heavy
one that
infantry
takes
is a
the
concept.
hits.
I'm not sure bulwark would work either.
Nah,
It's a
that's
personal title.
Fair.
that's yeah, it's not.
And all of these will have to have been cleared with the steward ahead of time.
Oh, I'm announcing myself.
Yeah, except we noticed.
I think you have to give them at least.
Don't worry, my
least
actual
have it told them ahead of
announcement is
time.
very.
I forget.
Oh,
The
what
Little
do I
Green Men
wanna
are
say?
performing. Are they performing musically or are they performing a?
Yes, technically it is music. There will I guess technically reading a narrative might occur, but yes, it will mostly be traditional songs and ballads.
I don't know if this is also the first
And
time.
instrumental.
I also don't know if it's like the first time like the others have actually heard Leona say her proper like her name in like I guess the proper way of her mind.
I think so.
Yeah, I know we've discussed it a couple of times on mic, but I don't know if it's ever
I think it's ever come up.
explicitly come up. I think from what we talked about, because for instance, being Rubian, Ryahn actually, speaks some Draconic, that like some of them are aware that you are localizing your name basically, but I don't know if it's ever come up like how to actually say your name in.
Well, I
Longu.
think because like while Rubians use Draconic, they do use a different alphabet or something like that than
Yes,
what
because
they
Longu
use.
is a character based, a kanji type language, whereas the Rubian alphabet for Draconic is phonetic,
Yeah.
just different phenomes.
I'll send mine to Omega. He can see that I don't think my
Put it in the chat.
announcement is anything
Nah,
like
I can understand that he wants to make it a surprise. I think it's
Well, he's gonna read it
embarrassing.
himself, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
He's
But yes,
Dallas
It's
is putting
nothing.
effort into
It's
this.
nothing cringy.
See, yeah,
But like, okay, Lucky. What I'm
Oh
saying
no!
is,
You gotta understand. For the people at home, because you can't see what Dallas has sent me.
you'll show it later.
He has
I have
embellished
formatted
appropriately.
this in a specific.
Yes.
I have formatted
Yes,
this in a
you've-
very specific way.
This has a contextual formatting. It is words you can hear. So
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I hope it's. I hope you can show us later. That'd be great. This is for,
Oh no, I'm
I
posting
think
it when I
I think
announce
you'll figure it
myself.
out when he says it.
fair.
Yeah.
Yes. So just imagine that one. We go to the entrance. There's plenty of lines of people walking in all their formal wear. Obviously, many noble lords and ladies in big fancy coats and big dresses, all around. But also you do see a fair number of members of the crafts guilds wearing like little sets of badges or knots to identify their ranks. Lots of professional clean tunics. Probably like a decent handful of local knights and mercenaries, etc., who are a little more militarily style dressed. Not all of them are outright wearing their armor, because obviously like that can be a little bit of a social faux pas, but definitely like in that vein, military uniforms and the like.
Dress uniforms and stuff.
Yes. Obviously a decent number of the higher ranking priests, obviously, not just the ones from the Temple of Verna, but from the associated temples around it. There are, people wearing the symbols of, Aqua, Mir. Probably managed to dig up at least one Pabble priest somewhere. He's very scruffy. You think he wove his robes, his formal robes himself in a cave with a box of scraps.
What?
Yeah, if you look carefully, you might find whoever the highest ranking priest of Dio in this town is.
Mhm.
Wrapped, swathed in pitch black funeral robes and veiled. Just because, they have an aesthetic. But you guys are let in. We'll start at the top of just who gave me their titles first. So, Ryahn strides forward. You say your name to the guy at the door. He's got his little reading spectacles on. He flips through the little book, and he's yes, presenting Master Ryahn Storm of the Red Tower, the unpredictable vessel, holder of the galvanic key, ninth seat of the Sky Watchers, and a traveler of the many paths. A couple people look up. Definitely got a little bit of attention with the Red Tower moniker. People are like, oh,
I am dressed very red as well.
yes. Next, Porter sidles up, gives you a little look over his reading glasses. He's like, okay, yes. Introducing Master Porter of the Clan Strongheart, High Priest of Verna, a traveler of many paths, also called the Landstrider. That gets a little more attention, identifying as a priest of Verna. So being the second guy to be called a traveler of many paths, people perk up. There's, a little bit of hubbub of like, oh, a pork priest. Oh, the very fancy robes. Coming from out of town. Leona sidles up, kind of, gives another eyeball. He's like, okay, just focuses very tightly. Okay, yes, got this. You've got this, announcer. Presenting Lady Reina Soramichi, first daughter of the captain of the 2nd Konglin Sky Guard and a traveler of the many paths. Do I hear hat trick? No, he doesn't say that last part. But yes, he does his best effort to pronounce your name correctly and manages to pull
I feel
it
like
off.
literally like resting one hand over like I guess the handle of her
Sword, yeah.
And just like giving her like other half like under her arm, giving a thumbs up.
Leona similarly gets with her name being announced, similarly gets a little bit of hubbub of like, ooh, Longu announced. Oh, you're it's all the way from
Oh,
Rubian.
shoot.
Yeah.
Ah, god damn it.
So at this
What's
point, Omega, I would like to cast
I-
a spell.
Did you forget
I
something?
I forgot. I'm sorry. I got distracted with the talk of Dallas's fucking stage entrance. But
Sorry.
I want to talk to the forest, and talk about his entrance because I wanted him to name himself also a traveler of the many paths.
I mean, you had a whole day. You could
Okay.
just, have
Yeah.
slipped him a note
Yeah.
or something.
Also, I'm definitely keeping an ear out for him so I know when he arrives.
Yeah, we need to make sure. it's
All right,
okay.
I'll
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So after Leona's entrance, I'm going to cast a spell.
Yes.
Let's get try-
I need. This is a very easy. It's a simple check. So is that 1 purple?
Is it simple?
Because it's just the default mask.
Yes, that's easy. That's 1 purple, yeah.
Okay. So this most likely will not go wrong
We hope.
because it's just audio cues, auditory illusions.
No, you have to wait till he casts to
Quickly,
cast.
just no!
Yes.
Of course
Also,
it does.
once
Here
again,
it is.
fully loaded.
Yep. Here we are. This went one of 2 ways.
So as Leona's entrance finishes, suddenly the boom of taiko drums rolls out against the halls, as well as the plucking of arrows. And in a loud, booming voice, weighing in at 200 pounds, standing at 7'2", hailing from the far north, Hoytold, the land of ice and snow, bulwark of the Rhineland, slayer of cultists, the heavy of the travelers of many paths, it's Mortis! And then I snap my fingers, the fireworks presumably go off.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. And I appear in the middle of the hall.
Yes.
I had
And then
many fun with
there's
that.
like a beat, the crickets, and then just
I launch him. I will fucking put a fucking column of earth underneath him. I will launch this man out of the fucking palace.
right.
What is this check? What is that check?
I believe that is
we
an
need to
attack check.
fenestrate him. We need to fenestrate him.
I'm sorry, what kind of check is that?
That would be an attack check, so I think that starts as easy. You add earth for free. Actually, do you add earth for free?
I do not add earth for free.
Okay, you should add impact.
Yes. Let me see here. Do I have... No, because I only have my holy symbol. I have not made my beads yet.
I thought you would add like Mortis Darkfrost, because at least then like, but if it's never mind.
No, more, that,
But
that
it's
sounded better
it's
to
the
me.
wrestling entrance.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay,
No,
yes, no,
wrestling.
indeed.
you actually
Alright.
launch him out of your. I
So,
felt like something.
At the end of your entrance, Mortis, you are earth bent and propelled back out the door.
As you
by
hear,
a pillar
as you all hear, worth it!
I would like you to please roll me a average athletics check to stick the landing.
That check was so good. I feel like it's worth being like you didn't break anything in the process of doing it.
No. Yeah, Mortis isn't harmed. Nobody really bats an eye either. If he can stick the landing, they might think it's all part of the entrance.
hope he thought
Medium
that.
athletics.
Yeah, average athletics.
Okay.
Can I spend a dark side point to make it harder?
No, you are not
No.
allowed to do that. You can because they're GM points.
Yes.
No, I fail it anyway.
Okay, fail with threat. Yes, you full blown ass over tea kettle backflip, and you land on your back in some shrubbery. They are rose bushes. They are slightly thorny.
Porter will boom. Do the entrance properly, you giant oof.
The announcer is kind of like, well, it was unorthodox, but I'll allow it. After the clapping, there is then after and Porter's outburst. There's then a light tittering of laughter. Everybody thinks it's all just theatrics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it mostly is.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
Oozing
I,
off the fireworks.
I have this mind of Leona's biting her tongue really hard right now, of being like, if he did this,
This
at
is
Dark Force,
exactly
I feel
what I
like he
wanted
would
to
be, I
happen.
feel like he would have been gutted a little bit, or at least had a finger cut or something. No, it would have been pleasant because that would have been insulting to But just keep that to yourself. It's like,
Porter will turn around and be like, "Oh, apologies, our lords and ladies. Just a bit of flash and pomp. For the festival and all."
Oh, yes, of course.
Ryahn likely tugs on Porter's robes. Do you want me to make him visible for the rest of the festival?
No.
I think it's just miraculous that I didn't fail any of those rolls.
It's like, no. He's so conspicuous now that it'd be even more conspicuous if he wasn't out mingling.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mortis gets out of the rose bush and strolls back in. There is a rose tucked behind one of his ears.
That works perfect. No, I take it all in stride. That was hilarious.
All right, so you are now.
I don't want to
here-
push my luck, but I'm half tempted to ask Porter, next time could you make it an earthen chair?
this is Leona internally right now.
You guys are basically like if you were on the same page with this, I feel like we're close to workshopping our your freaking Super Sentai / Ginyu Force entrance almost. Like just get some extra props and some poses to go with your fireworks. But yes, okay. So the festival, after that little bit, the steward approaches you. He gives a conspicuous nod and an eyebrow slant to Mortis and says, "Yes, highly unorthodox, but you made the impression like I said you should. By the way, hope you didn't forget me. It's me.
It was he's the guy who gave us the job, right?
It's me, Doug the Steward. Yes.
Yeah.
Come from a long line of stewards. But I believe
That explains
you
why I
are-
have his name written down as Steward the Steward.
Yes. That is the origin of surnames, so sometimes I get to have.
That's fair.
So yes, he says, "I've been informed that you managed to keep the work that I suggested. Very well. Several people have, even before you introduced yourselves, been speaking highly of you. But unfortunately, as you know, the Duchess is a very busy lady. After the evening meal, she will have a brief moment. I shall escort you to a private withdrawing room. So until then, enjoy yourselves and the hospitality of the Duchy of Arcadia, if you'll excuse me."
Just slides out of the screen.
Yes. He steps behind he does that thing where he steps behind a pillar and is gone.
I will flash him finger guns.
Why do we call them finger guns? I don't understand. But
I don't
yes, so nice. So you can mingle about. There are trays of alcohol, cherry blossom wine, and seasonal beer. There is some mostly informal folk dancing, but there's dancing. Obviously, there are there's live music, obviously, because technically you could magically replicate music, but that's way more of a pain in the butt than to just have live chamber music.
Well, no, of course.
There are, traditional songs and tales. You probably see a few members of the Little Green Men troupe posted up here and there, singing a couple songs. Out in the gardens, there are some more of those contents of strength, but also there are, games of chance and skill. You know, there's at least one guy who is like, you know, play the seed game. 3 cups, 1 seed. That sort of stuff, you know.
Mhm.
There are some light hors d'oeuvres if you want a snack. Most of them are, you know, lightly toasted bits of bread and various leafy greens. But yeah. So, you know, if there's anything in particular you guys want to do, if not, we don't need to linger too long because, again, I don't want to take all night.
At some
I
point,
mean,
Porter would like to sidle up to a couple of the little green men. Is there anyone? Was the I forgot what was she? Hang on.
The patron of the house, Lady Azucena, is there.
Mm-hmm. I am basically going to sidle up to her and be like, "Yo, how do you feel about hooking up young couples in dramatic fashion?"
And she's like, "Oh, darling, I would be absolutely flattered."
And I'm just gonna
By
lay
the way,
it.
have your friend call us. You know, the distance is a little wrong, but the effect's very practical, very flashy. Never seen that tried. Be a little dangerous in a wood theater, but maybe in an open amphitheater. The drama, darling. Drama.
To have actual spellcasters do the practical effects.
Would be slightly safer.
Would save it. But basically just going to explain the situation between the forest. Oh, actually, did I actually write down the lady's his love interest name? I did not.
It was. It starts with a C. That's the wrong section, mate. You gotta go to the top and then go down. Yes, it is Bay de Cossart.
Bay de Cussuck. And you know the little you know rivalry it has between the spear boy. I don't know his name.
Hesquerante.
Hesquerante. And you know the efforts that the boy has gone through to try and write something beautiful and earth-shaking. He's you know playing the president. And, you know hopefully try to ask if they can do a little maybe mood music accompanying it when he presents.
Of course, of course. Just give us the signal.
Right.
We know many sounds of romance.
You know, Porter, we know Bow be like, I'm in your debt.
Oh, not at all. Of course, as you can see, you know, she gestures over to where you know there's a you know well ring of people as Melody Whiteflower is you know belting out a couple of traditional verses from some you know Verna associated hymnal or teaching ballad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people you know again clap, throw flowers, etc.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, of course, you know, Melody's performance is due to you and your friend's help. Not at all, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I've heard you are planning on investing in the town. It's very good.
Oh, that's right.
I can introduce you to some lovely chamber musicians.
Oh, that'd be most excellent. The Traveler's Tranquility would definitely benefit from your input, my lady.
Yes. And live music is an upgrade you can buy.
Cool.
It costs you 500 gold a month, but
A month? Oh, because of your
yeah, you're paying a guy to come play
mhm.
music. But you do get some extra, you know, NPC access out of it, and it does add blue dice to recovering strain while you're there. So, you know, it would be on theme.
It would be on theme. But Porter will excuse himself and he will go mingle with young the lords and ladies.
Mhm.
You know, speak. He's probably not, you know, overwhelmingly polite, but you know, he's polite in his porkish kind of way.
Yeah, you're not very formal,
Yeah.
but you're not rude either.
Yeah.
As accounting for earlier, we discussed you have charm.
Mm.
So, you know, there you guys would see a few more of the people you've met over the course of your escapades. Anato Morton is here.
Oh, really?
You know, yes, in a shady alcove with some other slightly shabby looking scholars, but yes, he's here. He is eagerly discussing. He started the drafts of his work from the top.
Mhm.
He's eagerly discussing the introduction, and you know the scholars he's talking to seem you know interested.
Like, there are also other people who work at a vegan coffee shop.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like
You
whatever he's working on now, it seems to be off to a better start than his previous attempts.
Yes.
That is
Well, I mean, I
not
believe you
saying.
succeeded in your checks to get him to, put his book back and just, start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Among several other of the, master craftsmen, Nash Sawyer is also here.
Cool.
He, if you stop to talk to him, he will say that he has some items actually he's been commissioned by the Duchess to make. And will be presenting later.
Oh, neat.
I've made a very nice traveling trunk actually. It's quite ingenious. It's got extra drawers. You've already, agreed to the investment, but he'll, ask you, everything going okay, with your plans. Let him know if you need, if you need any advice on hiring laborers for any of the work to clean it up, etc. And honestly, like I said, he probably, if you guys want to engage him in a longer conversation, he will be happy to converse with you guys because you do notice that he does occasionally, get hijacked by nobles trying to look for commissioned work.
Is there dancing?
Yes, there is some dancing.
I will be busting a move on the dance floor.
And I did specify it was informal folk dancing, so yes.
Yeah, no.
Lots of dancing to probably to jaunty stringed instruments. A little bit of fiddle, some guitar.
Well, I know we bought the tavern from him. Can we basically is he gonna be taking care of the repair work, or is he gonna be or are we doing that through someone else now?
Yes, basically because of the cash payment. That was not only for the deed, but also he will help nail down any of the conversions for you because you guys are probably not staying that long.
Yeah, no. So yeah,
so you can discuss plans with him.
Yeah, we'll discuss plans with him. Maybe some theming and and then we want to leave the garden, just get it trimmed back, replace some timbers, get some new counters in there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I was like, I want a very wooded kind of thing, and just discuss shop. Just, long enough so that, nobles kind of, wander off for a bit.
Yeah. You make it seem like an interesting conversation, so he gets a reprieve.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are circulating, Mortis is dancing, so he's doing his own thing. Porter is obviously, doing a little glad handing.
Ryahn would probably be doing a little bit of dancing, but he would be kind of circulating, particularly just wherever there's conversation.
Yeah. Leona, how about you?
I think he's sampling the food. I guess then just wandering and listening in.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Leona,
so you're doing that awkward college. You're doing that awkward college party thing of
yes.
I don't know what to do.
However, Leona has the superpower that she's
the wagon.
A muscle dragon girl. So you do probably get a couple of some of which may be slightly rude, but they're nobles, so you've probably seen this behavior.
I will say the dumb bit is when Omega said that I reflexively did the Elderbrand pose.
You did the arm pose, of course. Yes, sounds about right. But yeah, you probably get a couple of comments from nobles about I've never met a Longu before. How long have you been in the country? Kind of a thing.
Konnichiwa. Nothing quite that bad.
No, not that quite bad. They just probably straight up don't know how to speak Longu. You could tell them something like, your pants are on fire, and they would be like, your language is so beautiful.
Yo tengo un gato en los pantalones.
Your language is so beautiful, I must have it tattooed on my arm.
Yeah.
That's just dumbass.
Hey, what does this character say?
Dumbass.
Princess.
I maintain every single tattoo artist just tattoos dumbass on people. That's what I would do.
I mean, that's how you get sued, though.
Well, I mean, it depends if they ever notice. But what I was going to say is while you're circulating, and it may be Ryahn notices first or not, I don't know. But also, your old pal Maya Lagana is here. He's circulating as well with several people. He will definitely come over and, if you guys are clustered up in a group or while you're individual, give you a, hey, how you doing? It is me,
Oh,
your good friend, Male
Little
Lagan.
will probably be able to try to talk about, like, I guess, hunts and so on kind of thing.
If he takes to me, Porter will definitely show off the brigandine he made using the direboard leather.
Oh, excellent craftsmanship, my friend. Very high quality. It is good to see that that large beast going to some use.
Oh, I need to...
But yes, I've been hearing things about you in town. Very good. I hope you are well.
Porter will inquire about the territory, the recovery.
Yes, everything's going well. I left my brother in charge for a change. Give him some opportunity.
How was his recovery?
Nice. The fields are being replanted as we speak. Most of the debris has been cleared. Some of the grain might be a little young this year in the harvest, but hopefully everyone will be all right. And certainly everyone is, happy and hearty.
That is the important part.
Yes.
And if you see my friend Kadak Blair around, he is here as well. He is making his preparations to go back to Lace. So
Go back to where?
to Lace.
Lace.
Lace is another city in the city of Iron.
Ah.
It's in the north of the Polish League. It's where the Fighters Union is based.
Yeah, that's where the Matador, not Matador, but like the duelists and stuff are from, right?
Some of it, yeah. That was
Okay.
especially where Kadak Blair is from, and he is a lancer and a show fighter.
Remember
He's a
that
fighter
one.
fighter. But there are a lot of professional fighters and mercenaries are trained there. But yes, I think then, next step is as you kept an ear out, Porter, eventually hear, young Lord Aslan de Forest. His mother, Ashley, is also introduced. She came as well, but he shows up and is introduced as a traveler of the many paths. That does get the more attentive gossipers gossiping, because they do not catch that subtle extra tip. But yeah, if you want to talk to him ahead of time.
Like I said, I'm definitely gonna make sure he's seen that, he's seen in I don't know what everyone else, but in my company at least, I will give him
I might as well help this work out.
visual confirmation that he has my support. Therefore, the support of Verna.
Yeah, it's some of that angle. Obviously, like Leona said, she's not doing anything else in particular, so she can come talk to him, which also is, another attention grabber. So
Ryan will
stuff like
definitely
that.
probably at one point or another join conversation that said he's kind of involved in groups he's involved in and just chat with him familiarly. So
yeah. So probably from there, the main thing is just, actually, he probably wants to phrase it as ask her to a dance. The classic. Talk about his feelings. So if you guys don't have any objections, he's gonna, go for it.
Yep. But is it does he want a romantic dance or just, does he just want to throw down?
Mood setter, yeah. He
Well,
he
Mortis is
probably doesn't
attempting
want to
do-
just, power slide onto one knee and, propose right then and there and dance a jig. No,
Oh,
he's talking
man.
for
No, that is Mortis' style.
Stop.
Speaking of which, I will be doing body shots in the background.
Maybe not actually doing body shots, but yes. Yeah, like I said, there's plenty of booze here because it's safe to drink.
I mean, I'm not wearing a shirt.
But doesn't that mean people would do body shots off you?
Probably. Yeah. No.
Somebody needs you do the body shot off the person with the free belly button.
That's true.
Of course, Lucky has a Yakuza gift for this.
It's also weird that it's that guy of all things.
I know it's modded, but it's still hilarious because it's the disco slide in.
Yeah, no, he's not. He doesn't want to go for that.
That's all right. Well, he's like, well, you'll be good to know when you go for it. I have it in with the musicians. We'll set the mood right. Porter will give him a nudge and a wink.
All right. And yeah, no, I don't feel the need. This is all NPC with NPC stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to roll any extra dice. Yes, with the, the extra confidence you've given him and just the general advice. He, comes up to the young, Beta Cossart. She's probably wearing, a reasonably fashionable dress, hair in a long ponytail. Because you remember her family is funds traveling merchants and owns horses.
Mhm.
So her, I would say her, selection of dress and stuff is probably not quite full ball gowny type dress. Higher skirts and some riding style boots, kind of a thing, but still, fashionable. Some extra pinks and greens. But just has a quiet word, kisses her hand, does all the right moves. You switch to some slow romantic guitars.
Mhm.
Shagadun. And the classic romance movie trick. The band switches to the slow dance at just the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tucks a red or pink filter over the lights. Magic, everybody. And it's a lovely little dance. And yes, it seems successful. Maybe a polite kiss on the cheek afterward, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
And go about their business. They start mingling together, etc.
Mhm.
But then, gasp, drama. After some of that, maybe a little bit of the physical extension of stuff, you see Heskferante. And even though you don't ask them to, whenever you say his name, the guitar plays.
Man, the little green men are good.
He's got, long flowing hair, tanned skin, shiny smile. He's wearing, very tight leather breeches. His shoes are very polished. His belt buckle, enormous.
God damn it, Aaron.
We're full of BFs tonight.
Wait,
We're ready to
is
rock.
Is that the big sprinkle of cheese on the pasta?
I didn't realize that was happening. Anyway.
You get a lot of mysterious gifts, but Ferrante comes up and there's maybe a conversation, and then eventually it turns into very well. Rips his glove off, throws it at Aslan. I shall challenge you to a duel, sir. So he's been challenged to a
Kick
duel.
his ass!
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Do you want to go for that? Do you want to have him, settle the duel himself, or
Well, I want to
obviously you could champion for him?
Well, I mean,
Well,
I would. I don't want to presume, but I assume if he picks a champion from us, it would likely be me.
You
feel-
are a
so-
knight.
Yeah, but also
Just because I'm the sword fighter person.
I believe the
he might do it
usual
himself.
rule of etiquette is the challenge gets to pick the means.
yes,
Oh, right.
So they'll decide the means for.
but
let me see.
if there's gonna be a challenge involved, like I said, this is our boy. It is time to get fucking involved.
Yeah.
But again, it's more of a
I
thing
will
of-
allow him to decide.
But yes, ask Askelin, so what do you want to do? It's like, you're one of us. Your problems are our problems. But there's something
well,
to say about
I
solving
mean,
your problems on your own.
Well, as the challenged, I get to pick, so we'll skip the joust. That would not be a good idea. He's pretty good at that. But I think I could, challenge him to the classic. But I don't. If we go to first touch, I don't think I get to use an axe. If I say free for all weapons, that's better. But then that would probably have to be something to like first blood or to to the ground or to the yield, which would be less than advantageous. He is a professional soldier, and I am technically a professional adventurer. Straight
Would
to his
you
collar.
like me to
Question,
second-
question.
Yeah.
Would me buffing him count against the rules?
Yes.
No, wait, hold
Let
it.
him beg it declare that.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas is right in the general sense. Let me see. I mean, he gets to set the. If he says it's weapons free, basically,
Yeah.
then no, probably not. It would be whatever he could bring to bear. But again, that
probably
would
look
would put
bad.
him in a slightly awkward situation, and
Sure.
it would. It might hurt his street cred a little. Like, obviously, like, all of you can tell right now, Ferrante would be like, well, it wasn't fair. You got buffed by a priest.
I was gonna
Yeah.
offer a second for him.
I would tell
That
him
would
to,
be
like,
the-
shut
the
up. You got
proper
trained by
formal.
you got trained in soldiering.
Well, it's
Yeah, I know.
the accepting the duel. There's a lot of stuff there,
I know.
but yeah. If you want to just make it, to first, like, he'll take your counsel. If you think he should take the first touch with like dueling weapons, you should probably have Mortis sub for him as his champion, because
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
he actually
thinking.
knows how to use a sword, which would be the appropriate weapon of dueling.
Well, we are all affiliated, so it wouldn't be that weird. But it'd definitely be a stronger impression if he was able to do it himself, though.
Yes.
That's
I mean,
the-
you could
Yeah,
say
but
it to you could just give him moral support and say it's to First Blood, and he can whip out the axe. But that has the slightly higher chance that he's going to be bonkled.
That's all.
The problem is this dude is a professional soldier.
Like, no matter what, he's a professional soldier. But again, like, the thing is, this boy needs confidence. You can't solve everyone's problems for them.
No, that's true. If he goes into first touch, he will lose.
Yeah, if he goes to
that's
first,
just a fact.
I think they should go
Yes.
to First Blood.
Could
What is the stakes of the duels actually? What is?
Could I
Go
do
ahead,
something
Rubian.
real quick
Honor.
before this? While kind of like the challenge is hanging, I'm gonna kind of like quietly kind of like whisper to like people that are kind of around, like, he's a soldier. What battles has he fought in?
I was
Like, try and
Oh, well,
figure out how experienced.
Okay.
yeah, let's
Make me a easy streetwise check
go. Okay.
to
Well,
discover
I guess when
gossip.
they're doing that, Leona wants to actually ask what Baedeker's heart feels about this whole thing. Actually,
Oh, she's like, oh, it's so flattering. I don't know what to say.
of course.
Oh, it's so it is so
Dramatic.
yes, so dramatic, so dashing. Obviously, Aslan must accept it is his honor as a proud young man of Arcadia. Oh, but I don't wish you to be hurt. She's playing all the dance tropes.
All right, 2 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay. So it was mentioned earlier by Aslan, but you get a recap. Hesk was, and he is also a, from some manner of noble or knightly family.
Mhm.
But Hesk has just returned from a tour as a cavalier in the Arcadian army, so he served in the cavalry. If you ask people about what he actually did, it was just one tour, so one warfare season so far. Honestly, not a lot of open warfare going on right now. It's relatively peaceable.
he probably killed some goblins, but that's kind of maybe it.
Yeah, basically. You know that there are seasonal outbreaks of, gobs and other creatures from the Ghostwoods, so he would have been, placed on border patrol, probably, doing scouting, hucking spears at goblins, that kind of stuff. For practice, the main thing is people would talk up his jousting record. He is obviously a jouster. He has challenged and been challenged to several jousts in both his pre-career and, post-military career time period. Again, that's why, unless you guys really wanted to take the joust as a champion.
No.
Yeah.
Being an axe knight's up.
Aslan is like he's already figured out, no, that's not a good idea. He's a smart boy. I don't think he would have gone for picking a joust as the challenge even if he was like goaded into it. If he'd been goaded into challenging him to
Wait
a
a
duel,
If he's a
Who's
that?
joust, that means he's used to being on horseback. He's probably not
Yes.
used to actually swinging around a weapon. Well, he's probably going to use it.
he will use a spear. He has probably been trained to use it dismounted, but he's not going to be as good at it.
Yeah. Like,
I
honestly, I feel
despite what the Fire Emblem weapon triangle will tell you, I do not think that lances are necessarily inherently disadvantaged against axes. Obviously, he still has reach, but Aslan has power. And if you make it a context of First Blood, all he has to do is get in, a blow.
What kind of an axe is it?
One-hander.
Yeah, those aren't like they're not disadvantaged against lances, but they're better against lances than swords.
I
Yeah.
believe you guys equipped him with a buckler, so it would be shields.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Aslan can just get inside the spear range and just get a quick tap, that'd be it. So like,
Yeah.
explosive entry, I say. I'm still of the opinion that Aslan should
Kind of what I'm leaning towards also.
is go for first
like-
blood, pull out the axe,
Yeah.
and
Larger
said it's
size,
like
what?
it's well, you know, it's Porter's at the end is gonna be like, it's like is at the end is gonna be just go like high risk, high reward, get the glory, get the girl.
You know, and technically the stakes are just like, you know, the public embarrassment of like, yo, you know, I've seen you flirtatiousing with the girl I do desire, and you know, Aslan would be like, well, you know, we're in talks to be arranged to be married, so
fuck you.
yeah, and that's why we duel. That's why he does not refuse the duel, because he's like, how dare you?
Yeah, but
I will say, given the extra oomph you put into the romance of it, Bay will obviously, you know, grace Aslan with her favor. She takes out a handkerchief and, you know, ties it around his arm. You know, very good. He probably asks, probably Ryahn, not Porter, just because, you know, you've got big hands. He asks Ryahn to watch out for his spectacles. He's not going to do it with his glasses on. Yeah, so it'll just be, you know, somebody, you know, of maybe a more military or mercenary bent appears out of nowhere to officiate. You know, first blood, weapons free. You know, head exempted, no headshots. I do also actually believe in arms and legs are also discounted. So it's.
I don't think
technically body
arms
shots
are, but I
only.
think legs are.
yeah, it's like I think it's like
it would
where
be
it's
like
you know, nothing below the
like
waist.
neck. Yeah, neck
Yeah, it's
to
nothing
waist.
below the belt, essentially.
Yeah. They would phrase this
Yeah.
as neck to waist because, you know,
Because you
headshots are
can't
disallowed.
really take out arm shots because it's
Arms
hard.
get in the way, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I think in foil fencing you do actually not count. It's
Well,
only
but
the
that's
torso that counts.
fencing's different.
Yes.
Like, fencing is very
This
different.
this is a little bit more of a rough and tumble, like we said.
Yeah.
So, you know, Hess comes out with, you know, wielding a light spear. He does some fancy spear tricks, you know, because of course he does. Chicks in the
I will
gallery soon.
actually. He's dude's trained in light shields, right?
Aslan? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll lend him my shield.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Right.
No problem. It's slightly better, i.e., it gives him 1 melee defense or 2 melee defense instead of 1.
It doesn't matter.
Hang on 1 second. Well, I double.
Just don't try and attack with it because you don't have those feats. I mean, what?
You don't have this talent.
Yeah, it has defensive, deflection, inaccurate, and knockdown. So don't attack with it. Defensive 2, deflection 2.
So I will turn that to. I am assembling and rolling my own dice pool for extra drama.
It is slightly better shield.
I wish I could give. I wish I could like help this dice pool, but I don't.
You can't assist normally, but if there's anything you
I
can
was
think
very tempted to go invisible and try and break the dude's leg, but
No,
I have
that
this-
would be
that's
cheating.
too much.
I don't believe I can go invisible again.
Do you? I
I
have
think
the
it's the break
savage
leg
throwing axe. I don't know if that's better than what.
Invisibility is very hard
No,
to do.
remember he has a superior.
Okay, that's right. Like I said, buffing
No.
is
Which does give
buffing
him
is
an advantage.
cheating.
Wait, hold on. I need to read something because we might be doing a bending of the rules here. I need to read a specific feat.
What you got?
This is probably not going to work, but I need to read how Spellblade works.
You have to be bound to the weapon in question. So if you want to like,
No, you don't.
oh, I do believe it does. Hold on.
No,
Spellblade.
it does not say that. It says the item gains these qualities.
Yeah, but it's
Oh yeah, but you still have to set that up because you have to pick the item and then.
Well, no, I was just going to lend him my sword.
But he's an axe.
Oh
level.
yeah, that part, yes. I mean that would technically
Because
work.
it's
But I
now
don't.
damage 5.
That part doesn't matter so much.
It's where we had accurate on it.
I mean, it has Sunder. That could be embarrassing.
Well,
but
it
no, I
also
think
has inherent 2 defense, so we'd have 4 defense.
I mean, that could.
Or
be
no, it
good.
has inherent 3 defense, so we'd cap.
That could be good. He's probably more comfortable with the axe. That gives him a free
That's fair.
advantage.
I said like let him use the axe. Like he has an image. If we load him down with with every bit of gear
No.
again, it's one
You know,
of those things that-
lending him your shield is both metaphorically good and also helpful because he only has just a bog standard like wooden shield. You know,
like I
but-
said, like if there's anything we can do, like if we can anyone can yell encouragement or support.
I actually can inspire. That is a skill I have.
Oh, you can do.
Yeah, you do have leadership. Huh? You can give
I
him a
will
pep talk.
attempt to use
Give him an
pep
average
talk.
leadership check.
This is gonna go interestingly.
I'm gonna try to help. So take a blue from me. 'Cause I'm bad.
Okay. Well, then I get to roll 2 positive dice then. But one of them is yellow.
I would also mention that your Spellblade thing, it does mention that it has to be a weapon in your possession.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, wording is a bit odd in it.
Yes,
it does-
talents that get a little more flexible have some special language in there. Yeah.
Well, no, it's a weapon in my possession, and then it gains these properties.
Yes, but then it mentions if it's lost, which, giving it to someone else, I would consider lost.
Lost
Eh.
in the purpose.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, technically it would be lending with the intent to return, but it is not. It is
no longer in
something
your
that's supposed
possession.
to be intent for you. But yes, anyway, give me that leadership. That laddership.
No, I'm very bad at being inspiring.
Okay. I mean, I think you just mostly reiterate your points. Don't try to hit him with the shield. That's not what it's for. Hit him with the pointy bit. And he's like, okay, yes, I remember.
All right, I will try to inspire then. I guess.
All right.
Hang on.
Do you have leadership?
I just spent my last 5 XP to get 1 point in it.
Okay.
I definitely.
I
wanna
have
help
3
again,
experience
but I don't
left.
think
No, that would
Those,
probably not make sense.
Improved Spellblade was a hell of a lot of point. But goddamn,
It's
is it
good.
worth it?
It's like the main. I think it's one of the main points of like magic.
Yeah, it's one of your signature talents.
Yeah.
Huh.
I would say for pure combat, it's probably the most useful.
I mean, it would have been really helpful last time because you could just give your melee attacks burn
Yes.
without the spellcasting requirements. Okay. Yes. Porter, take a strain.
I will.
You're not really used to this kind of pep talk, but you roll a triumph. So
Like
will
I said,
actually-
I literally spent it. It's like just one of those minutes. My Porter's just like, oh, I guess I'm going to man up myself. I got the boy into this. I got to get him out.
All right. I will give him an extra boost die for that, and I will upgrade one of his dice because you got a triumph.
Yes.
It's a very pep talk.
Basically,
Yeah.
tell him it's all like get inside the spears, explosive start. He knows he's trained on foot, but it's used to on horses. Shield
Oh,
and shield,
boy.
shield
Oh,
up and in
Billy
front.
boy. This is a humdinger of a check, y'all. Okay, all right. I'm doing math. Remember that thing Dallas said about rolling oops all doubles on everything?
Oh,
I have
no.
done that.
Ah.
Oh
Um,
no.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. And he gets a free advantage. So that's...
On the plus side, we did the best we could.
Yep.
So that's 5 successes, 2 threats.
Oh Jesus!
On what was technically an opposed check. So there were red dice in there.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So the
probably messy, but
officiant
he does
has
it.
like the hand up and everything, and then just does the begin, and Aslan does exactly what Porter coached him on, just an explosive start. He just bum rushes with the shield front. Hesk is pretty good at what he does. He goes for like a
What were those
forward
bug
poke.
things? What were those bug things we fought?
The Muska.
Imagine he's a Muska.
Yeah. And yeah, so he does the
Very
classic
fucking
the classic,
dangerous.
from software trick. He turtles the first blow and he waits for the gap and then he just swings in there with a big hit. So Hesk gets a pretty nasty but slightly dashing cut down the front of his jacket diagonally. Now, admittedly, Hesk is able to turn that into a trip. So after landing the blow, Aslan does, get tripped up and, kind of land on the ground, slide on the shield.
Mhm.
But the duel is immediately, call to the house to forest, because it's very clearly
I will
over.
immediately attempt to start a wave.
Some people get it, but a lot of people don't.
I don't care. This is for Mortis.
Yes.
This is for me. Anyway.
I feel like Leona.
But yeah, no. Probably one of you should come up and help him up off the
Oh,
ground.
Leona
I am,
probably
I am,
just
I am.
like.
Okay.
Like I was gonna it's just like beta card to go like.
I was gonna let Porter do it because I feel like this is
Yes.
kind of his.
Yeah, this is a little bit of his baby.
Look, I had my moment.
I'll come up afterwards and return his glasses to him.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Leona, Leona,
Manly
Leona-
arm clasp.
Leona
What's
was
up?
trying to insist like beta card to like go help up. It's like, oh, never mind.
Well, okay, she could, but she is but a humble horse riding lady, and
Yeah, no.
you did weigh the poor boy down with an extra shield and some stuff.
Fair.
Yeah.
She probably hustles up right after to be like, oh,
I will.
hug, all that stuff.
I will definitely clap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, we have the the 80s end of the episode montage type thing, Hesk is just kind of like,
I am somehow wearing
grimaces,
sunglasses.
kind of, gets his handkerchief out and dabs at his chest, and he kind of throws a like, very well, I shall make my withdrawal. Your axe work is clumsy, but strong. I apologize for interrupting. I must go now. He swirls his his coat on his shoulders away and wanders off to go get bandaged up by somebody.
He
takes it like a
fabulous.
champ. Even though, by the way, that would have been, I don't know what Soki would have had because I was just wearing his.
That would have been very lethal.
5 success with an axe that's superior, so that's +1 base damage. Yes.
That would have
and
been like
yeah,
9 to
Aslan
10.
has like
Yeah.
3 brawn, I think. Yeah.
3, so
Look,
that's
I saw what he did to the Voska.
Actually, I said I would use Knight Errant stats. Let me check. If you guys wanted to take it, I had an NPC stat line picked out. Humane adversaries. Knight Errant is... Yeah, wound threshold 12. Brawn 4. Okay, so he's got a decent natural soak. So probably
was
not
he,
instantly incapacitated, but yes.
What was he? What was he rolling against? How many red dice?
2 red, 1 purple.
Okay, I want to see how I would have done. I probably would have done worse.
Well,
honestly.
we probably would have done like an actual mini little baby fight. for you
Dallas,
guys, like,
do you
actual initiative
actually
and stuff.
bleed blood though?
No, that's a good point.
There would have been
You
some
could-
some
Well,
awkward.
There would have been.
Still
There
fine.
would have been. I bleed something though, so there would have still been a
Be like,
contest.
Yeah, a
I
judge
guess-
would have tried to
think-
figure something out.
Look, when my skin gets cut, I glow blue. It glows blue. It's not exactly subtle. It's
Yeah.
weird, but it's not subtle.
Like there's stuff leaking out, but it's not blood.
Yes.
Soul goo.
These ectoplasm.
The goop of the soul.
Is an ectoplasm if we can touch it.
Yep, that's about right. That's about right. Perfectly balanced,
That
as
means we
all
would've
things
done it
should
again,
be.
I think.
Well, yeah, but that would have been like a draw or some like
All right, but
long drawn out.
Yeah, let's we'll offer our hearty congratulations, Nudging Wings, but also we should let these two have some fucking space.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
for
no,
Well,
no.
I
There's-
do
there's
need
the-
my shield back though.
yeah, and that's fine. There's a congratulatory moment, and then he goes about his business, to actually spend some time, share with some of the words and thoughts he's got going on, all that stuff.
Mhm.
And go about our business. And basically, probably after this and a little bit of back and forth talk, it's probably mealtime. So you guys are seated at a big old table. You guys are tucked in with a couple of other members of the Adventurers Guild, probably a couple other Trade Guild members. The evening meal leans slightly towards Elvish cuisine, emphasis on fresh bread and fresh greens. But there's also use of egg and wild game for the meats.
Sounds wonderful.
There are, seeds and edible flowers for garnish, but there's, like I said, some Polish flair, imported spices, extra herbs in the cooking. A light white wine is served. But after all of that wonderful time, you guys are, like I said, you clear up your couple courses, drink your wine,
Mhm.
and are, tapped on the shoulder by Douglas, and he's like, "Excuse me, right this way, please."
Porter
Yes,
will
the lady is ready to see you now.
Porter will make his excuses,
Yeah.
And
So you guys are brought to a little polite antechamber. You go through the classic door behind a tapestry trick.
oh,
You didn't even know this door was here. But it's
Quite.
it's lovely. There's some seats. There's a little brazier in a corner. Flowers are still everywhere. There's probably some portrait of somebody's second cousin in here, hanging over the fireplace. But you're introduced to Douglas. Introduces it. It's Duchess Flora Vriditorum du Arcadia. So the Duchess of Arcadia seems mostly of elf heritage. Fawn-colored hair, bright green eyes like emeralds, wearing an elegant, dress of green fabric with verdigris accents. Lots of little, flowers and fleur-de-lis and stuff worked into it. She has a simple, well, not that simple, but, a fairly basic circlet on her head with silver leaves and platinum flowers. And, she extends a slight, nod of her head to all of you. As you were introduced, you guys can offer your polite acknowledgments however you like. Salutes, bows, whatever.
I assume bowing is traditional in Arcadia.
yeah, bowing.
Then I will bow.
Ryahn bows, removing his hat as he does.
Of course. Sweepy hat.
I feel like Leona does.
I imagine with just a hat that big, you just cough your hat and there's just a small windstorm just. That's a lot of
The red
displaced
breeze.
air.
The
red
flower
breeze.
petals on the floor hover, move around a little.
I feel like Leona does like a masculine but like in style, like half bow.
Okay.
Like
Well, you don't have any skirts, so you can't curtsy.
yeah. So it's
So yes, everybody offers,
one leg for the other.
polite bows, tips of the hats. And she says, "So, you are the travelers of many paths. Wonderful to make your acquaintance, yes. I hope you don't mind me taking you away from our lovely festival. But I have a little bit of business. No, don't stand on ceremony, of course. Let us speak plainly. You are not my subjects and do not owe me any fealty, though I have heard that you are brave, honest, and hardworking." She gives, an aside glance to Douglas, who kind of, swips his beret off and just, a little bit of like, "Who, me, madame? Me, my lady?"
Oops.
And she says, "So, I have a job. Well, I hesitate to call it a quest, but that is what the Adventurers Guild would say. I have a job that requires a modicum of discretion. The simple task is I wish to hire an escort for my lovely daughter, Diantha du Arcadia, to Venetus, City of Friendship." She explains, Venetus is home to the Bards Colleges, I'm sure you've heard, many other fine institutes of crafts. And for an upcoming semester, I have arranged for Diantha to study there. And then we will reconvene at our summer home in Rosa. Now, obviously, it is spring. The roads are opened. They are undergoing repairs. And I dare say that I have heard none too many complaints about the current state of my roads. But there's less banditry on the fields, but as the season warms, there will be more travelers. That could lead to some unnecessary exposure, obviously. My daughter and heir is very important politically to the people of Arcadia and to the greater Polis League."
I will say this out loud because I have to, because it's hilarious.
Yes. Go for it.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time a duchy hired me to protect their daughter, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Because that's literally the story in my backstory.
Yes, yeah.
I would have 2 GP, but that's not much. But
Yeah. I had a gold coin. Yes. So she kind of, nods a little along with your humor. It's interesting, obviously, despite the fact that she appears to be more on the pure-blooded Elp side, and obviously that means that she's probably older than many of you would think about. Because remember, Elps aren't considered adults until they're like around 100 years old. But she seems fairly down to earth and respectable. But yes, she says it would be incredibly gauche of me to send my armies through Allied territory just to escort my daughter to school. And there are rumblings you may have heard of new waves of mobs coming down from Ghostwoods now that the roads are open and rivers are thawed. A constant problem in some of these parts. Not as bad as in Lace, mind you, or across the border, but still a tactical concern I need to be aware of. So, to this end, I have discussed this with the local representatives of the guild. I am prepared to offer you a contract of twice the going guild rate, 1,000 gold points per person for an escort. Obviously, you have your own method of transit. Stuart has informed. Now, she would say, Douglas has informed me of that. So you have your own method of transit, you are competent, and it has not averted the attention of the House of Arcadia that you have been interested in traveling further south. If you are not aware, Venetus is a coastal city. So you will be able to find plenty of places for you to go. You will surely find additional work along the way, and I am sure that the trip will not be without its sightseeing and opportunities. You guys would probably know, most of you have a decent row of survival or no geology? No, geography. Very different game if knowledge geology.
I do not have no geology.
Yes. That would
This
be
rock.
a very different game.
This rock is ignis.
that would be good if it were.
It's a rock.
I feel like if we had an
Of
Indiana
course.
Jones game, no geology would be a thing.
I have knowledge stonemason. What can I use it for?
But basically taking a run down to the more southerly coast where there's some more islands areas. That could take you through the lands of the provinces of Superbia and possibly Valeto. Maybe even near some other cities you're interested in. Rosa, obviously, but also maybe Te, the city of spice, and even the capital of the Polish League, Argenti, if you so desired to go that way. So, decently connected. And yeah, that's basically her business proposal. There's no real reason for you to say no, but you don't have to accept.
It would be an honor and a pleasure.
Well, it's like Porter's be like, wait. It's like, when does your daughter have to be at I'm sorry, I forgot the city name already.
Veritas.
Venetus.
Or Venetus, sorry.
Yeah.
When does your daughter need to arrive at Venetus?
Viserys.
No. Stop it.
Oh, Dallas fucked me. Damn you, Dallas.
He's just saying things. Don't listen to him. It's Venetus. The city of friendship, or the blue city, if you guys have trouble with proper nouns.
Venetus. I can say Venetus.
Yes.
Venetus.
No, there's no A. It is also not Vanitas. You do not yeetus.
Wait, isn't it Venetus?
I think you can say it either way, but it is not Vanitas. It is Venitus. Because it's
Venetus.
and it's EEU. Not Ventus. It's something to do with blue. Anyway, City of Friendship is the subtitle, if you guys, again, have problems. She says, it is the upcoming, scholarly semester, so it would be by the beginning of the following month. It is now the mid of Rose Crown, I believe.
So we got a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
And what
How
is the...
long would it usually take?
Yeah, how long is that?
Oh, sorry.
Average.
It would probably take, week and a half, 2 weeks. You guys have a cart, though, and can take some extra travel shifts, so you probably can't take a lot of breaks, but you could reasonably accomplish this.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that That was actually a
we
question
don't want
my-
a ducal daughter arriving late to her first day at school.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was the question that Ryan was going to ask: is she going to be using our wagon as transport then, or does she have?
Yes, that is what she brought up. Why she
Okay.
is offering
was
the
just-
job to you because you have
I
your own
was
method
just
of
making.
transit.
I was just making sure.
I
I feel
assume
like I feel our cart's
is
really
like, if-
humble to carry the daughter of a duke for real.
But Flora is okay with that. She's okay with subtlety. Like she said, she doesn't want to march her entire army to deliver her, daughter to another town. And
she's also going to a
Subtlety's
bar. She's also going to a bardic college, so I would assume she's not necessarily a typical noble.
Well,
Give me
it's performing arts,
It's gonna be a thespian.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
Well,
like,
I'm sure that we
Okay.
can make our wagon a little more comfortable as well, given a day.
yeah, probably. But
I am
also-
certain that my daughter will need a day or two to prepare. You know how young ladies are.
Like-
I have just acquired for her a lovely traveling chest. That's right, I
Mortis does not.
foreshadowed it.
It's like Porter just goes, "Oh," and the
If
And the
you
young lady
require
has-
additional draft animals, horses, I'm sure those could be provided.
me and Mortis gonna
Mortis.
exchange a look because we're like, no, muscle detectives.
Strike a
need-
pose.
Yeah, muscle detectives need no horses. But
I would like horses.
I am not going to get a horse until I learn how to summon an undead horse. I'm not going to say that out
I'm not
loud.
having this conversation.
Lore question.
Yeah.
Would this sort of job include money to the adventurers for where they have to stay during the travels, or?
I mean, you can presume, with your knowledge of this, that as the heir to a major province of the Polis League, the young Diantha will probably have some spending money for her own expenses on the
All right.
road, which can probably be enough to cover if you guys need to stay at a tavern or eat a meal. But in general, the nature of being escorts would be you guys are technically supposed to be responsible for her well-being.
All right. I was just wondering, like, since it was a specific type job from the
Yes.
guild now.
Yeah, the guild policy is that the people being paid to escort are responsible for, the service. But like I said, you can make assumptions.
Okay.
Porter's gonna be like, and what about the young lady in question? How does she feel about being taken across the Polis League by a bunch of unknown adventurers?
Oh, I'm sure she'll find it terribly dashing. Or if she won't, she will find it appropriately melancholy. I'm sure you know how children are.
Okay, she's
not
definitely
gonna,
a
she's
bard.
not. I just have to ask. Don't ask me why, but she's not one of those particularly feisty ones that when she doesn't like something, she'll just run off into the night and hide. Is she?
I think she hasn't done that since she was 8. No.
Okay.
Good.
All right. then.
On a
She
scale,
has been very,
on a
she has
scale
been
from
very fascinated with the rapier lately. I suspect especially after the story of tonight, she may challenge those who offend her sensibilities to a duel. I would not worry too much. I fear she is a little more dangerous to herself with the rapier than to anyone else.
I will make sure to be stocked up on bandages.
I'm imaged by some young girl trying to
I may give her
trying
sword
to
fighting
put on
lessons.
trying to put on the red mage hat, and it just doesn't fit.
Right. Ryan's expression is like, "Oh no, I can't use my magic if she challenges me."
No, if she challenges you to a duel, you're just screwed. Honestly, if she challenges Leona to a duel, Leona might lose. I don't know if Leona has any.
Remember, Leona has a katana.
Oh, right.
She gets
you
melee
do have
light.
melee light. Okay.
Yeah, she's a ranger. No, she's good. In
I didn't
scrap.
know if she. I didn't know if Leona had points in melee light.
I've recently bought 2 over the last 2
Yes,
sessions.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you get the
Got it.
stuff you need. Porter would just be like, "No, you don't. Shut up."
Yeah,
down,
I
eat
would
food.
be like, are you sure this is a good idea?
I think Porter would just be like, "I'm not dueling. Shut up and eat your porridge. Eat your grill."
Can you hit? Okay, can you hit a defensive 5?
I would like to spend a story
Can
point.
you even just hit?
This girl has an
I may-
insatiable sweet tooth, and that way Porter be like,
I-
"We're not dueling. If we duel, you're not getting cake this evening."
You don't need to spend a story point. She is a half elf. If
I-
you accept the
I
job,
made-
which it sounds like you're gonna do,
Yes.
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 Yeah.
yes, Flora will have her brought in. She will introduce you to. Did I type her name? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Diantha to Arcadia.
Mhm.
She is very clearly a half elf, so her like ears aren't as sharp, and she's got maybe rounder, softer features. Elves are usually very angular, very aquiline. Her hair is violet, and she has pale pink eyes, very floral. A little bit of a contrast to her mother. And yes, she is wearing a rapier, even though she's probably dressed in sensible layers of skirts, but many layers, much lace. She's so pleasure to make your acquaintance. Curtsying, handshakes, whatever.
I will bow.
And yeah, so basically, with the job in hand, you guys are free to return to the party. Go back to your singing, dancing, drinking. If any time you want to go, you can return to your tavern rooms to rest and get ready to plan. Like the Duchess Flora said, Diantha will need a day or two to prep to go places. Because she is, a noble lady, daughter of a duchess, kind of a thing. All right, I'm sure that can be arranged. Who are you trying to tryst?
No.
What?
Wait.
No.
Okay, do you mean now or while we're on the mission?
No, now. We went back to the party.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
That's
There's a bunch
fine.
of people
Okay.
here.
I was like,
No, the girl's like.
Well, that's
if
why I
you try
asked
and bone our charge, I'm going to punt you.
Also, Dallas.
The muscle
lucky,
detectors
lucky
that
would be direct about it if he was going to.
I will
wouldn't.
suplex him.
Legs stretch. Okay. Anyway, yes, it's getting late. We're finishing up here. Anyone in particular, Porter will attempt to tryst.
You know what? Sure, why not? Melodia's voice is crowned in white flowers.
Okay. Okay, roll me a charm check versus 3 reds.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no, I know what I'm up to. But hang on. Yeah!
We have
Got
one
one.
story point left, yes.
Damn it!
It's not how you do it.
Story. Yeah.
Boom. My charm's at 2, right?
I love how over the course of this very non-combative session, we have managed to use all 4 story points.
I know what I'm about.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, crafting.
Hey, I rolled perfectly this session.
Aw.
I believe that is called a strikeout.
Yep, that is a strikeout.
Yes, no,
sad.
she's very flattered, but
No.
honestly, with Melody, I think it is she's too much of a partier for you, Porter. You want to have some alone time, and she's like, no, I'm gonna stay on stage and sing until the sun comes up, kind of a thing.
Okay.
So
I am likely
I
just
will
going
say
to be
that-
continuing my Lil Jon impression as the night wanders.
yeah,
The difficulty guys are killing it tonight.
it is true. But no,
Alright.
I mean, I knew what I did when. Technically, that check is probably not exactly correct. I am assuming 3 presence, 3 charm. That's probably not 100% true, but that's a decent number of
She
opposition
probably
on
has
a
5
charm
charm,
roll.
but that makes it harder.
It's too many.
No, she doesn't have 5 charm, probably.
Probably has 4 or 5 presents, but that's because she's spent
Yeah.
for that. Anyway, we're not here to fight a little, but yes. So Porter is slightly gently shot down.
As long as it doesn't ruin our relationship.
No, you didn't roll like a despair or anything.
Yeah, if you roll a despair, you just go on her and go, "Hey, baby, you want some fuck?"
Hey, you want some
That is when you get kicked in the head.
No. Melody is classic.
Yeah,
That would be a
basically.
big slap,
Yeah.
and she would use bardic magic to make it echo.
But nay.
No.
I have made my attempt. I am turned down. I will be the gentleman, and I will not pursue any other ladies. 'Cause that would be
All
rude
right.
to miss. That would be rude.
All right, so it winds on down. You head on home. The only thing I want to ask, because obviously you've come to the end of material I have for now.
Yeah.
If you guys are still on the course to the GenSekai stuff, because obviously thanks to how freaking long that last fight was last time, this probably could have been done in 2 sessions, but was not. But if you guys are still down to clown with more GenSekai, and I did say earlier I've got most of the bones of the next Sprawl up too, if we want to pivot back like that.
Oh, we do.
But if we want to keep up GenSekai, I can do the next stuff. But I would want to ask you guys ahead of time. I noticed I talked about how you will explicitly have to pass through the territories of Superbia and Violetto, possibly Violetto, the white one and the purple one. Your major routes, your major roads and routes. So those are the words I'm saying. Sorry, it's after midnight, y'all. We have been going for the decent amount of time.
Yep.
Woe be to me when I have to download this later and recycle it for the audio. But that the way that the route is broken up, to make your time, you will probably have to pass through one of those two major cities. I have an idea which one you will pick, but I want to ask you which you would prefer. Superbia is also known as, I think it's the City of Stone.
White City, Marble City.
Yes, the Marble City. Yeah, that's it. It's the white one. Very famous for its quarries and rolling hills. Also has a lot of libraries on stuff like architecture, engineering, etc. A very pretty place. Technically, it is called a Grand Duchy because the Grand Duke titled it that way after the city was rebuilt after being burnt down some time ago. Or you could go to Violetto, the City of Spring, also known as the City of Thieves. It's a lovely resort town with natural hot springs. It's great. Casinos, fine restaurants. Also, you guys would know it's the informal base of the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, I vote not that one.
I don't know. I don't think we're ready for that.
So I figured you would not go that direction, but I did want to check.
What?
Because you will have to pass close to both, but to make it on time, you would have to go through one. So you guys are leaning more the Superbia way?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Not...
But the hot spring episode.
I know. I heard.
But also, it has the thieves.
Also, honestly, we could do it on the way. I think we should do it on the way.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that we were bringing a ducal daughter, I'd be like, fuck it, let's go to the hot springs anyway.
Yeah, but no, you're running an escort mission. You're gonna avoid the obvious problems.
Yeah.
What I need to do I also
on the way back, we're hitting that hot springs.
Yeah, we are totally. Because I also feel like Leona needs
to
a training arc of sorts.
Look, I'll make you guys a deal. If you're fine with Mortis having his side Batman quest, then sure, we can go there. But I'm warning you, if you take me to the City of Thieves, I'm going to go on a vigilante spree.
I mean, that's how you're going to end up dead in the alley.
That is fine, but that is my character.
We'll figure that out when we
I'm
get there.
hungry
We're not
for
going
justice.
there first. We'll do it on the way back.
Clearly,
yeah, you'll figure that
one. I need to figure
later.
out a binding spell. I just need to bind you when I
You
go
really
to bed.
do. It's hold person.
Dead or something.
Hold person works.
Yeah.
That has a concentratable immobilize, I believe.
But wait, you don't understand, Mortis. The thieves are the law in Violetto.
Actually, that is technically true. Everybody knows that the guildmaster is in charge of the city. They have a prince. They're not really in charge.
It makes me think of like how the rogues work in 14, where it's like they're the quiet.
Well, if they're good at their job, I won't catch them.
That is actually probably true. You might not catch actual members of the guild, or some of them might be so drunk with power that they're like, "Oi, you starting trouble in Violetto, mate? Why have your guts forgot us?"
Ew.
And that's
then I
when
punch them in the nuts.
That's when Mortis is like.
That's when I give them a rainmaker.
Hey, we heard that you saved the white tiger. Or what?
Fuck you. That's when Mortis gives them the People's Elbow.
Yes.
Look,
if I die, I'm respecing as a monk. I'm just telling you this right now.
We'll see what happens, because there's lots of you guys have expressed interest in quite a few cities in the Polis League, so I figured I would, this was the hook to move you guys further on south, keep you guys.
No, we're definitely. I do agree with the consensus. We should not take the daughter through the Thief City.
Yeah, we'll do.
There's just too many opportunities for shenanigans.
I don't want to deal with a hostage situation.
I don't want to create
More
a
importantly,
hostage
you guys are on a
situation.
literal escort mission,
Yes.
so you guys want to pick
it's
the
not
easier
easier.
one.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like same as Aslan. It's not like she can't take care of herself per se, but she's not an expert with the rapier. Anyway, okay, so I will come up with some stuff, and again, to answer that question firmly, are you guys down for more GenSekai next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down
we
for
got,
whatever.
We got a pretty strong quest hook. I want to.
All right.
Keep it going.
What speed do you think
This
is
this was a
going
very
on?
long and I think a pretty full session. I thought this would be a little more relaxed, but no, there was some serious role
We did
playing
a lot
and
of shit.
problem solving. I'll call this the regular old 20.
Look, I got my entrance. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that I was able to throw you right back out, though. This pleases
That
me.
is very
I
funny.
mean, I think
was
I
very
think it fit
anime
the
and,
night.
like, that was
I'm
very
kind of
anime,
happy
it
that
was
you were
great.
able to throw me right back out. I was really tempted to ask Omega if I could just fail the athletics check on purpose.
I mean, you probably could have said that and just been like, "Nah, I don't try to catch myself."
That
I'm
makes
like,
it
all right,
better.
you eat shit. I think it was slightly funnier that you tried and failed after your entrance went so. Just like, all right, no, the dice are like, no, we're done. We're done.
The dice were agreeable with me today. They made me succeed where I wanted and made me fail where I wanted.
I now bought a toughen, so I'm now close. I'm now 1 point. I just need to get 25 for my dedication.
All right, we'll be here for a little bit.
I don't know what to
Yes.
spend mine on, so I'm just gonna wait.
Now have intellect 4.
I have a
Oh,
very
you got your dedication. Nice.
Yep.
Honestly,
Well,
I
you
could
speed you speed ran that one.
Honestly, I could probably unbuy what I did last session.
Yeah.
I did it now, but I probably figured just don't.
I just wanted to kind of get it done so I can focus on getting a bunch of other stuff from now
Yeah.
on.
My problem is like all of my dedications next to like how Thief and Sniper are together is that like dedications connected to only by one other talent. For Thief, it's connected to like all the other 25 cost talents. So
Yes, I have some interesting designs for some of the trees. Okay, so I will prep you some on the road stuff, perhaps some random tables of encounters.
Oh no.
Oh, wait a
other
minute.
quests and plot
Hold
hooks?
on.
What's up?
This ability sounds awesome.
what is it?
Oh.
Reading control.
Improved parry.
Oh yeah, no, improved parry is great. You get to counterattack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
What's up?
I have to ask a question. I'm probably not gonna go into Shrine Keeper, but I do want to like prestige into Oracle. Do we have you like actually I can probably save that for after recording.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you're still recording because
Yeah.
remember I'm not rolling. I've gotta
yeah,
redo the audio.
Let's do the outro real quick.
Okay. We're gonna end up here. We're gonna finish discussing our session. We'll hope to see you in that next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you for more GenSekai in the future. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, Omega.